I got busy with the noise, crucified the boy, hitting with the song, singing with the Drake. I told Timmy plenty times, hop on 95, go until I die. They make it okay, I come make you pull it fine. Shouting out to God, at that point in time, that's when I was dead. Feelings on the rise, kicking in the door. I got the feeling in the eye. They trying to be with a dime. I used to work at the law, so I was one of them all. I got big top, hey, I'm in tip top shape. Heard of it was God, told me keep that faith. I got big plans, it's the David dance. Got a slingshot in the daytime.
Ladies and gentlemen, SAGU is a Christ-centered community made up of individuals from various cultures and ethnicities who have chosen to embrace the biblical directive to love God and love our neighbors as ourselves. Inequality and injustice in our world are fundamentally a failure to recognize and respect every man and woman as one created in the image of God. SAGU coaches, athletic staff, and student athletes encourage every follower of Christ to be a champion in support of biblical justice for every man, woman, and child. SAGU football athletes have chosen to symbolically show their unity and affirm a commitment to Christ-centered change in our world by lining up for the game prayer and national anthem in groups of 3. The football coaches and players are a representation that men and women standing together are strong enough to bring Christ-centered change to our world. And now, at this time, we would ask everyone to please stand and remove your hats as we honor God with prayer. Then please remain standing and face the flag as we honor our nation with the singing of the national anthem of the United States of America, performed by SAGU student Eddie Perkins. Gracious God, thank you so much for everything that you do in our lives. Lord, we thank you, Lord, for all creation, for creating us, Lord, and we thank you because through you we have salvation and love. And Lord, we pray for these athletes as they perform today, Lord, that you protect them from all injury and all harm. And Lord, we thank you for this university, for these players, for these coaches, everyone here. And Lord, may you be with us, and may you protect us on our ways home. We love you, we thank you. It's in Jesus' name, amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red-glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
There you have it, the national anthem, brilliantly done by SAGU student Eddie Perkins, and a cool message there, Tim, for the SAGU football team, locking arms in unity as a team as we get ready to go underway the first home game here for the SAGU Lions football team, and of course the debut of the SAGU Sports Network football broadcast, as brief as it may be.
Yeah, a 350-day break.
Wow.
It was 350 days since we were last here for the finale last season. It's been a long haul to get back, but here we are for a quick one-off here on October 31st, and we cannot wait for it.
And we do indeed have Arizona Christian on the road, coming to Lumpkin Stadium on a brisk Waxahachie, Texas day here at SAGU. But first, we're going to go live to our sideline reporter, Michael Bledsoe, who's catching up with Coach Ryan Smith. Michael, down to you.
Thank you, Adam. I'm here with head football coach Ryan Smith. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm good. Bledsoe, how are you doing, man? It's good to see you.
Good to see you, too. I'm doing great. We're finally here back at Lumpkin Stadium. The Lions are 1-0. I mean, Coach, how does it feel just to come in off that tough season last year and finally getting that first W this year?
You know, I think that was important for us. Our recruiting cycle was important, and, you know, trying to just get it lined. We knew it was a process, but here we are. We came out last week and really kind of showed what this team evidence looks like, and played really hard and came out with a win.
Always great to hear the Lions, I mean, coming in playing a tough opponent. The Firestorm are 2-0, coming in off their high horse. I mean, Coach, what is the game plan to stop the Firestorm today?
You know, I think a big thing they do is Coach Bowen's a really sound football coach. A lot of respect for him. They play sound football, and they're going to play sound football. So we're trying to offset tempo today, and that's real important for us. And then, you know, besides that, we're just trying to really take advantage of what they're giving us. They do some things that we feel like, you know, everybody's got areas you can take advantage of, and then we've got to play sound defense. We got to be gap sound, got to have edge containment, and we got to be sound in the back end. And as long as we do those things, and we've been telling our guys all week, just do your job. As long as you do your job, we're going to be fine.
Well, you heard it there, folks. You just got to do their job and do their job. And, Coach, I want to thank you for your time and wishing your team the best of luck today.
All right, thanks, Bledsoe. Appreciate you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Michael. There you have Coach Ryan Smith's interview. Now Michael is going to pull Jeff Bowen to the side, the head coach for Arizona Christian, real quickly before we kick off. Michael, down to you and Coach Bowen.
Thank you again, Adam. I'm back here with fifth-year head coach Jeff Bowen. How you feeling today, Coach?
Good.
Pretty good. Coming in off a long bus ride, I mean, how was that like?
We've been doing it since we started, so we're all good.
Starting the season off, you're 2-0, you're on your high horse. I mean, how you keep the train just moving and moving?
We just approach every game the same way, just prepare to get our guys better individually, and the game kind of takes care of itself.
Good. Coming in, this is a brand new SAGU football team. They're 1-0. I mean, brand new identity. I mean, how do you guys plan on executing today, just stopping the Lions?
Well, they're always well coached. You know, Ryan does a great job with that. So he's got a talented group. It's just kind of one of those crazy years where no one really knows what to expect. So we're just prepared, and you know, they're good up front on both sides of the ball, well coached, so we'll kind of just do what we do.
You heard what he said, folks. Do what he do. Thank you for your time, Coach, and I wish you and your team the best of luck today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And there we have it. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Coach Barlow. And while the interview was happening, we got word that we saw the coin toss happen, and SAGU will receive the kick to start this game, and Arizona Christian will get the ball at halftime, is how we are going to start this one and only home game for the SAGU Lions here in the year of 2020. And what a crazy year. It's just been so odd in the world of sports.
Yeah, if you tried to recap how hard it's been to put this all together, it would be nearly impossible. But they found a way, and we are getting a football game in Waxahachie in the calendar year of 2020. the season of 2020-2021 will go on, and we'll have more details of that in the future. But for now, we get a quick look at the new-look SAGU offense, who pulled off a great win last week at Texas Wesleyan, ending that losing streak, getting that shadow off your shoulders, saying, okay, we won a game, let's start plowing forwards.
There you see Arizona Christian is 2-0 on the season. SAGU is 1-0 after a win last week against Texas Wesleyan. Nestor Higuera will kick off for Arizona Christian as we are About 45 seconds away from kickoff here. You look at the numbers there for Arizona Christian and SAGU on the offensive side of the ball. Arizona Christian very good at both aspects in rushing and passing and average about 400 yards a game.
Yep, both teams, obviously small sample size, but
Yes,
both have had very solid offenses in their brief 2020 play so far.
You know it's a small sample size when one side of the stat sheet doesn't have a 0.5 or 0.7.
There's no average. There's just a total. There's a total of what SAGU's done, and it was a very good win last week. A lot of credit to the defense that we'll be seeing here shortly, doing a great job of keeping the Rams in check over in Fort Worth. But now they are ready to receive and get the home slate, all one of it, off and running.
Higuera on to kick for the Firestorm. And we are finally underway here in Waxahachie, and the kick is up, and he will kick it deep. It's brought in around the 11-yard line. Looking for some blockers, takes it to the sideline. He gets driven out of bounds just shy of the 30-yard line. That was
Dylan Alford
to return the kick. We saw last season Jalen Moss return some kicks, and he was electric in the return game. This year, I think that he is so important to the defensive side of the ball that they maybe want to try to keep him healthy because he is one of, if not the most important player on that defensive side.
Yeah, you definitely need him back in coverage. You don't want to risk any sort of injuries on a kick return. So now here comes Jordan Barlow, who led the Lions to the win last week, coming out to lead this offense.
Again, Jordan Barlow, did not see him in action last year. A transfer from University of Arkansas, Fort Smith, wearing number 8. 2 men in the backfield, sends a man in motion. And he's back to pass. He gets out in the flat. It's behind his man, and it looks like it was an incomplete pass. And that is fortunate for the Lions because that could have been a loss of almost 5 yards there on first down.
And unfortunate that the ball didn't go a little further backwards. That almost looked like it could have been a backwards pass. Rolled incomplete, and it probably was just a straight down the line throw, but a little bit of a risk there. You never want that to be a live ball and essentially a fumble.
He was trying to get it to Keaton Dudek out of the backfield. So now 2nd and 10 here for the Lions. Barlow back to pass, gets it to the out in the flat again, and this time, once again, SAGU cannot connect. That pass intended for Tamron Darrow.
Just a little bit off target. And the other ones that, even if Darrow had brought it in, had 2 defenders right behind him and having to go to his knees to catch it, wouldn't have been a gain of more than 1 or 2. So a quick 3rd and 10 here for the Lions.
Not a situation you want to find yourself here on your first drive. 3rd and long here for Barlow. He is back to pass. He steps up, gets away from pressure, and he's going to take off with it, try to find some room to run, and he is wrapped up after a gain of 6. That's a really good job by Arizona Christian to keep everything in front of him and allow minimal yards there on 3rd down, and SAGU will be forced to punt.
Yeah, not over pursue. That's the key here. Don't over pursue. Keep your eyes on the quarterback eyes. Blaine Rose doing a bunch of great work laying down blocks to give him some room, but there was just too many guys for him to try to clear the whole way. So a couple of yards picked up, but it's going to be a 3 and out on the Lions' first drive.
Seth Green on to punt here for SAGU. And the punt is up, and it's an end-over-end punt.
Oh, that's a live ball.
It hits a live ball. Hits an ACU player. Can SAGU fall on it? It's a live ball. It looks like SAGU has it, and they do at the 40-yard line. So if you can't get it done on the first 3 plays, why not kick it at somebody and try to collect a live ball? And it works.
This is just a lack of awareness. They have 2 guys back returning. One is the lead blocker. So they have a lead blocker set up for the return man. It's just going to bounce. He's looking at the guy to block and just totally misses that the ball is even there.
Recovered by Bryce Bailey, and I think that's a really good job by Seth Green. He may have shorted that punt just a hair to land right in front of that up man, and it short hopped, hit him right off the shin, and that is going to be SAGU ball, and they've got very good field position here at the 41-yard line. So Barlow will come out with 2 men behind him in a semi-pistol formation here. Sends a man in motion. And he's going to hand it off, and he's met in the backfield. Spins off. He's got room to run here. Trying to get around the outside. He's past the 40. Makes a man miss. Past the 35. Down past the 30. That is a run of pure will for Keaton Dudick. There was nothing going. He spun off a man and just kept those feet moving.
Yeah, there was not a single inch to get through. He's going to break 2 tackles in the backfield, just juke past a third and a fourth. And then once he makes a contact at the third, he's going to drive forward for another 2 or 3. That is just a power, like I said, strength of will kind of run.
That is a first down for SAGU, their first of the game. Barlow sends a man in motion in shotgun. He's back to pass. Clean pocket. He lets it go across middle. Has a man wide open. He brings it in. Touchdown, Lions. The first touchdown of their first home game completed to Jamal Long, wide open across the middle.
And that is just an awareness of a perfectly run route. He's going to see here he has plenty of time, so he just lofts it in. Nice spiral. Doesn't try to put it in too fast. Gives him plenty of time to get underneath it. Puts a little hop at the end to make sure he's got it. And just like that, 2 plays after the turnover, the Lions, after going 3 and out, roar back to a 2-play touchdown drive.
Kieran Woodley on for the extra point. Had a good week last week against Texas Wesleyan, and he continues his streak of good special teams play as he knocks through the extra point, giving SAGU a 7-0 lead. So the muffed kick, if you want to call it, the muffed punt on the behalf of Arizona Christian, giving SAGU good field position, and they capitalize with 2 plays, and they score a touchdown.
Yeah, and both of those were just very well. The first play is not a well-executed play. The offensive line lost the battles up front, so you have one player who makes a play out of it. The next one, perfectly drawn up. All the route tree left long, completely open, and an excellent throw from Barlow. Zipping it in. Now, not really zipping it in, but arcing it in there.
He put just the right amount of touch on that ball and got it there. And it doesn't help, or it does help, rather, that Jamal Long, like you said, a perfectly run route, went where he was supposed to, split the safeties, and was just wide open in the end zone for the touchdown. So SAGU up 7-0 here. You got to feel good about that. You caught a break on special teams, and you're able to take advantage.
And you say you caught a break. Once that ball was touched, it was anybody's ball, and for a moment it looked like the Firestorm were going to get on top of it. So it's not just as easy as you were handed the ball. You still have to fight for it even after that. But a big turn of events already less than 2 minutes into the game.
Seth Green on to kick. It will be fielded at the 14-yard line, bobbled but picked up, and trying to get it to the far sideline. Cuts back up the middle, makes one more cut, and he's brought down around the 28-yard line. That's where we're going to mark him down, and that was John Cole, the senior returning for Arizona Christian.
Now onto the field will come Tyler Duncan in this Firestorm offense that's been putting up around 30 points a game through their first 2 games this season.
Very high-powered offense.
Traditionally so, too. Whenever they come to town, you're expecting to see a 4 at the end of somebody's score, at the beginning of somebody's score once the game's over.
Absolutely. So here is Duncan, sends a man in motion. Back out, he's going to hand it off, and it is swallowed up by that SAGU defensive line. And that is one of the bright spots here for this SAGU Lions team, returning nearly every member of last year's stout defense on this defensive line, and looks like they have not missed a beat in the last 350 days.
And it was Keandre Belcher back there. I mean, and who else? I mean, you just get so used to him pushing through that line, making a clean wrap-up tackle.
Back to pass is Duncan on 2nd and 10. He steps up, evades a sack, dumps it out, and it is brought in. It was bobbled at first, but caught by Sid Turnbull Frazier. And it'll make it 3rd and short.
And Cecil Murphy's going to have really good coverage here. Again, almost wrapped up for a sack. Murphy with very good coverage. The ball just got there, but it's going to be shy of the first down. It's going to bring up a 3rd and call it a long 2.
Here's Duncan. He hands it off on the jet sweep, and he is brought down. What a tackle there on the outside by the SAGU defensive back.
And it was Noah Gibson who was hustling around the corner, too, to make sure there was absolutely nowhere for him to go.
He made this tackle while being blocked on the outside. That is a really, really good tackle. Again, Cecil, he had good coverage to play before. Cecil Murphy was able to fight through the block and get the stop to bring up 4th down, and Arizona Christian brings out the punting unit. That is a tough play on defense to fight through that block.
And then, again, also having Gibson coming around the edge so that there was nowhere for him to spin out of that. As soon as he tried to spin out of the tackle, Gibson was there to finish it off. So excellent defensive start for these Lions.
And they will indeed punt, and it looks like it's going to be a good one. Fielded right shy of the 25, trying to fight for yardage, but he's brought down just shy of the 30.
Cameron Darrow on the return. And you could definitely see that the sun was very much in his eyes, but he was able to pick up an extra 4 yards or so after pulling it in. So now what's essentially the third Lions drive of the game, not even 4 minutes in.
Sean Bailey with that punt, and it was a good one because it flipped the field position. That was a 3-and-out by the SAGU defense, but he was able to get them down back onto their own 30-yard line. You have to be happy with that punt off the foot of Bailey. Here comes Barlow. He sends a man in motion as Dureau. He keeps it, looks to pitch it. Little option play, does end up pitching. Here's Dureau around the outside, and he gets a gain of 4. A lot of action there for 4 yards, but a good job by Barlow. He pitched it at the right time because he was going to be stopped for about no gain.
And he had to run pretty much the full length here, just waiting, and finally getting rid of it because the Firestorm defense was doing a good job of zeroing in on each option there, but waited just long enough to be able to spring the play for at least some positive.
Call it 2nd and 6 here for the Lions as they get the play from the sidelines. 15 on the play clock. Barlow lines up with Dudek to his left, 3 out wide to his left, 1 to his right. Sends Blaine Rowe in motion. He's back to pass. He's looking for Rowe. Rowe can't bring it in. Had to get his head around real quick, and the ball was there at the last second. And then some extracurriculars, and Blaine Rowe may be working on his NBA tryouts there. A little bit of a flop there at the end of the play. No flags. You see here.
There was definitely a shove.
There was a shove. May have oversold it a little bit.
Rowe sold it, but for good reason. Arthur Hayes was on coverage there. Definitely a little shoving after the play, but
I'm never against trying to draw a flag.
if you get a legit shove, you might as well go to the ground and just see what happens.
It'll be 3rd and 6 here for the Lions. Barlow fakes a handoff. He's back to throw. Finds a man on the middle. That is Rowe. Rowe lowers his shoulder, but he has enough for the first down. So the former wide receiver converted to tight end, Blaine Rowe. Not healthy last season, but he has been a weapon in the past for SAGU. We see him once again healthy, and it's good to see him back.
Another great setup play. The play action gave Barlow the time he needed to throw, and Rowe is just going to plant himself right at the sticks. That's where you want to be as a tight end, not 2 yards short of it, right at the sticks. And as soon as he caught it, they had a first down.
New set of downs here for Barlow in this Lions offense. 3 out wide to his right. And he hands it off to his man in the backfield, and a pretty good run there. The ball is loose. He fumbled it on the hit. And it looks like Arizona Christian does have it, and they do. It was handed off to Zarius Keys. Had a good run there on first down, but the hit jarred the ball loose. We get a good look at it here.
He's going to try to go over the top. You won't see it on that angle. But he just tries to go over the top of the defender to pick up extra yards. And when you do that, the only thing between you and the ground is the ball, and that puts it in a very precarious situation. So a big turnover. The Lions return the favor on a turnover, and it will be the Firestorm setting up just inside Lions territory.
Tyler Duncan out with good field position, hands the ball off, but he is stopped for no gain. That was Arion Ward, the freshman tailback. He's actually stopped for a loss of about 1.5 yards. So again, the SAGU defensive line up to the task.
2nd down and 12.
And it looked like, again, it was Gibson that was kind of there with some of the initial pressure to force him right into traffic. So a loss of 1 on first down.
2nd and 12. They're going to call it a loss of 2. It's a short 2nd and 12, but 2nd and long regardless here for the Firestorm. Duncan fakes a handoff. He is rolling out. He has pressure in his face. Almost caught off the ground on his backside. Almost brings it in. That would have been a gain of maybe half a yard.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have made that big of a difference. Sid Turnbull Frazier. And again, good pressure being brought on Duncan, forcing that pass out a little bit early. And a 3rd and long, as the SAGU defense has been up to the task thus far.
And you know the defensive line loves this situation. They pin their ears back. They get after the quarterback here on 3rd and long. They're going to call it 3rd and 11. Here's Duncan, deep drop, and he steps up. He evades a man. He's going to throw it across the field. It's incomplete, was not at the line of scrimmage, so it was an illegal pass, but it falls incomplete, so they will go 3 and out once more, and on comes the punting unit. So after the turnover, SAGU gets a stop, and that's that stout defense that was so good last year, and it looks like...
And they did this some last week, too, against Texas Wesleyan. They had some turnovers, and the defense would come out and clean up the mess, get that shutdown after the turnover, not let it go for any damage. And it was a great job of putting pressure on Duncan on that 3rd down, where he just did not have a chance, really, to find an open man. He was intended to get it to Malik Patterson, but on the run that much with that many defenders, just hard to complete.
High snap, but he brings it in, has to get it off, and he does. End-over-end punt, and the fair catch called for and brought in shy of the 20.
There is a flag back. That's going to be, is this running into the punter or roughing the punter?
This is a big call here for both sides of the ball.
It definitely was not a hard hit, obviously going in for broke on the block after the high snap. We'll wait for the call from the referee. And it will just be running into the kicker.
Defense, number 21.
And they will just decline it. So the Lions close to really blowing it there. If that had been roughing, it's a free 1st down. Instead, the Lions will take over with no damage. As the penalty is not accessible to the end of the run.
It was called on Joel Reiser. So fortunately here for SAGU, they will end up with the ball just at the 19 instead of an automatic 1st down for the Firestorm. So after the turnover, we'll see how SAGU responds. They've had some big plays on offense, one leading to a touchdown. But they got to hold on to the ball here. Don't want another turnover after your defense just played well, backed up in their own territory. They hand it off around the outside. Here's Dudek looking, trying to make a man miss, and he's dancing around in the backfield. He's brought down after a gain.
Dudek on the run.
We'll call it 4 yards. So it was a long run for 4 yards.
This is what you love to see from a defense. By the time this play is over, you're going to have 9 yellow hats, all within 5 yards. The complete pursuit. Nobody staying away, especially when you're going to the long side of the field like that, having everybody crash to that corner. And so that, because you see it all the time, that there's always that one last little gap that the running back gets through and goes for a huge gain.
Call it again, a 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7. Quick pass to the outside, brought in, stiff arm. Makes a man miss, and he's brought down. He has enough for the 1st down. It was completed to Mike Mountain, and he's got the chains moving here for the Lions.
Another very well drawn play. The play action freezes the linebackers. You kind of have a quick stutter off the line, which drops the corner a couple steps back. And at that point, you're wide open 2 yards away from the line of scrimmage, and you get to fight for the 1st down.
Bunch formation here for SAGU. Dudek in the backfield with Barlow. Sends a man in motion. He's back to pass. Rolling out to his right. He has a man open. He's going to go deep with it down the sidelines. Brings it in, but he is out of bounds. It was a good catch, but unfortunately for the Lions, a little too far out of bounds. Pass intended that time for Jamal Long, who's got the touchdown for SAGU.
And the eventual pressure brought by the Firestorm D-line was huge, because right about here is when Long had broken open. By the time he was able to get outside to throw it, though, the defender had gotten back on top of him, forced him to the line, to the sideline, where it's hard to complete.
2nd and 10 here for SAGU. 3 out wide to the left. Actually, he's going to send a man in motion, and there is a flag coming, and it looks like SAGU's got too many men on the field.
Yep.
Illegal substitution. 12 men in formation. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
And there you have it. Illegal substitution. Too many men on the field. SAGU moves back 5 yards here, so it's going to make it 2nd and 15 now. Barlow, 2 men in the backfield, 2 out wide to his left, 1 to his right. Sends Dudek in motion. He hands it off around the outside. Past the 30, stutter steps past the 40, down past the sideline. He's got enough for the 1st down, so redeeming himself is Zarius Keys, who had the fumble earlier, and he shows off what he can do on offense when you get the ball in his hands.
Yeah, once he gets this gap right here, you see him just kind of swing the leg, and that little left leg swing is going to freeze the defender just enough to give him that outside lane to pick up the 1st down, a gain of about 18-19. So that second and 15 run sometimes can just be you're thinking pick out 5 or 6 yards and get a manageable third down. Instead, he turns it into a fresh set.
Barlow with 2 men behind him in the shotgun. Sends a man in motion. Barlow hands it off, and here's Keys again. Spins off a man, falls forward. That's a good gain there on first down of 8.
There's Keys on the run.
7 on first down, making it second and 3 here.
Yeah, this rushing offense didn't break 100 last week, but thus far they are looking very solid. Really identifying the holes when they appear and getting the first downs, and when they haven't been there, they've made some really good plays on their own.
There's a lot of misdirection, too, by design for the offense, and it's really opening up those gaps. Second and 3 here for SAGU, 3 out wide to the right. Barlow takes a snap, and he hands it off. Keys this time swallowed up quickly. That's going to be a loss of 2. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
As Maurice Powell for Arizona Christian just shreds his way. See right here, powers
Manhandles the center, it looked like.
Yeah, he's just going to throw Evan Greathouse to the ground. You should get credit for 2 tackles when you do that, I feel like.
3rd and 5 here for the SAGU offense. Here's Barlow. 4 out wide, 2 on either side. Blaine Rowe in the slot. He's going to hand it off. Hesitates, makes a man miss. He's got a first down. Keys again showing what he can do on offense, and that is a really good run.
Very good, and the pressure was there from the start. The 2 Arizona Christian players crash inside, and that's one of those times it almost feels like a little intentional.
Yep.
You let the guys come in from the outside, and you completely focus on blocking through the middle, and as soon as – that's got to happen quick. If there's any delay in the backfield, you're getting crushed for a loss of 3 or 4. But another very well executed play up there, another fresh set of downs. They just keep moving this ball on this drive.
A solid drive put together here by SAGU. Started at their own 19. Barlow gets it out on the screen. Heading upfield is Long, and he's got enough for a first down, and that time it works. Got it to Jamal Long on the outside, and good blocking by his receivers out there with him.
These screens are so tough. You got to block, you got to go man-to-man, and you can't block too early. They waited just long enough. As soon as the ball touches hands, they laid onto their defenders, and a gain of 11.
Incredible timing there. Like you said, they bring in, looked like they're going to try to bring in an extra lineman, but he goes out. 1st and 10 here for SAGU. Barlow takes a snap. Arizona Christian brings pressure. They're going with the screen again. Dances to the outside, throws a stiff arm, and that's a good gain there on first down. That's going to be a gain of 8, making it 2nd and 2. And these are more like almost extended handoffs on these screen plays.
And again, you get that almost not quite, it's not a pick, but you just run a route that puts you in between the defender. That it's more of a rub route, as you call it. Again, it's not a pick, it's not illegal. And that's how you want to execute those. So far, the play calling has been very solid, and the execution of those play calls has been just as good.
SAGU just outside the red zone. Here's Barlow. He steps up, looking for a man. He's rolling out to his right, looking to the sideline. Has Durow. Durow down the sideline, tiptoes, and he gets pushed out of bounds right around the 5-yard line. That's going to be a first down. It's going to be 1st and goal right at the 5 for SAGU, and they are rolling on offense right now.
Another great extra effort. Barlow does a good job breaking the pocket and realizes he has his man. A lot of times a quarterback will just tuck and run, and Durow's going to pick up an extra 10 yards right there by tiptoeing the sideline.
1st and goal from the 5 here for SAGU. Here is Barlow. He has Keys in the backfield. Running a little option, fakes the pitch. He cuts it upfield, dives to the end zone. Is he in? He is! Gary Barlow, or Jordan Barlow rather, for the touchdown. And that's going to put SAGU up 13-0, barring an extra point here. And they are rolling an offense. That's a really, really good drive that started on their own 19.
And just that little stutter fake pitch. The ball pops out at the end, but I believe it was caused by the ground. Arizona Christian was really wanting it. Yeah,
you can't blame them.
Yes. That little fake pitch, though, just froze the blitzing defender. And from there, Barlow's able to fight the extra 5 yards. And, an excellent drive. Great recovery after the turnover on the last one to go 81 yards for the score.
Kieran Woodley on for the extra point. It's up, and it is good. And that puts SAGU up 14-0 here in the first quarter. And there you see the story of the stats right there on the left-hand side.
Yeah, just looking really good for the Lions. You see right here, he's going to go right in, and yeah, it is. It does come out, but he's well past the plane at that point for the score. So Barlow with 2 total touchdowns, 1 passing and 1 rushing. Jamal Long, 2 receptions for 46 yards. And then Zarius Keys, he's the one that kind of started this. He's the reason the drive went going. He had the fumble on the last drive, but facing that 2nd and 15, he broke off that 18-yard run. And that's what really sparked this entire drive.
How about the SAGU defense? 5 total yards and 2 drives for Arizona Christian, back-to-back 3-and-outs. That SAGU defense has been very good to start this game. We'll see if they can keep it up as they get ready to kick off.
And again, starting the last drive with the ball on their side of the field after the turnover. That was a huge cleanup drive, and because of it, SAGU has a 2-score lead.
Seth Green on to kick here for the Lions. And he will kick it, fielded in at the 18-yard line, trying to cut it across field, and he's got some room to run here. He's past the 30, down past the 35, and driven out of bounds at the 40-yard line. That is return man John Cole, the senior, pretty much took a direct route to the sideline after he brought this one in and just had a lot of field in front of him to run.
Yeah, there's good blocking. Seth Green's going to be one that finally has to come really make the tackle and force them out of bounds.
And you never want to see a situation where your punter has to be the last line of defense. But fortunately for the Lions, he did a good job there of kind of hanging back and identifying where the kick coverage was going and drove him out of bounds. So SAGU, or rather Arizona Christian, will take over here on the 40-yard line. Duncan back to pass. He's looking, has one-on-one down the sideline. It's a wobbler, driven out of bounds, but incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Very good coverage. Really no way to get back to that ball. And again, excellent pressure. It comes really right there from the right side. That's going to be Drake Rodriguez, who fought his way through and forced that pass to be very errant.
It was intended for Zach Cullup, and it really never came off clean off the hands of Tyler Duncan. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Since the man in motion, it's going to be an empty backfield. He's back to pass. He steps up. Quarterback draw, designed run. He makes a man miss, and he's got room to run here. Tyler Duncan down past the 40, and he's brought down on the outside by Antoine Reddick. That is a really good designed quarterback run, and making that first man miss really led to success on that play for Duncan.
Big hole, and at that point there was just one linebacker left to get past. Gain of 22 yards. Trying to spark this Arizona Christian offense as that's their first down of the game.
Here's Duncan, turns around and hands it off. He's brought down after a good carry there on first down was Aiden Quinn. Pick up about 6 on first down.
Tackle by Zachary Nelson.
Firestorm testing the center there. They haven't been able to win around the edges on these runs. So now back-to-back run straight up the middle.
Duncan back to pass, quick hitter to the outside, brought in and then out of bounds. That will be enough for a first down. He found his man on the outside, Tariq Culpepper, and that moves the chains.
And that's just a perfectly designed route, cutting to the corner as fast as you can. You get a very good situational awareness of knowing where the first down marker is. Just keep the chains moving at this point.
Duncan, since man in motion, goes across the middle, finds his man. Found the soft spot in the zone, and that's a good gain there on first down.
Anthony DeCrestro.
It's going to be Keandre Belcher who gets the tackle. Belcher, it is amazing how athletic he is. Right here, he's going to run in, and he's going to be the one to come in and finish this tackle off. Like it's not often you see your D lineman making tackles down the field, but he has such good awareness and is so athletic that he can pull that off.
Duncan back to pass. It's 2nd and 5. And he finds his man right around the 15, makes a cut down past the sideline, and he's out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. So it will be 1st and goal. John Cole brings in that reception.
Tackle by Antoine Reddick.
Now, Arizona Christian hurries up. Finally, Duncan's going to get some time to throw. He's been very pressured throughout this game thus far. But right there, he had plenty of time to throw a completely clean pocket to go through all his reads.
1st and goal from the 9, fakes the handoff, he's back to pass, looking across the middle. It's broken up at the goal line by Bryce Bailey, and that's a good job to read the receiver and make a break on the ball and knock it down incomplete.
This is a risky throw. Bryce Bailey is going for the interception right there.
So he's second and goal from the 9 here. And why not? Sid Turnbull Frazier, 6'5", 230. He's the kind of guy you want there on the goal line to target. Go up and get it, big man. Here's Duncan now. 9 yards from the end zone. Takes a handoff. He's rolling out now to his right. Makes a man miss. He takes off around the corner and gets into the end zone. That's a really good play by Duncan, and that's going to give the Firestorm their first points of the day, 14-6, barring an extra point. Look at this stutter step, Tim, to freeze that man on the outside.
Yeah, he was in serious danger of going down there, and once he put that on, he realized he had the angle. He still had 2 receivers bunched in the end zone, so the defenders can't crash onto you, because as soon as they do, you just loft it in for the touchdown. So it was that stutter step that gave him the corner he needed, and at that point, he's probably thinking run all the way. So really,
Nestor Higuera on to the extra point.
Duncan's legs sparked that drive. He gets it going with the 21-yard run and then finishes it off with the 9-yard touchdown run for a big response after 2 3-and-outs for the Firestorm.
You get a good look at this stutter step as he runs to the outside. Like you said, it's almost pick your poison at that point. Yeah, he makes that man, Christopher Hall, miss.
Because right here, again, they can't crash yet, because as soon as they do, it's just an easy throw. That's what an athletic quarterback does for you in those situations. When you run to the outside, I mean, you've got to make that play quickly, because as soon as you can get to that corner, it is just, okay, do I loft it in? Do I run it in? And, he was able to pull it off right there. So Duncan just 4 for 8 through the air, but he has more rushing yards than passing yards at the moment, and the rushing touchdown. And again, very big response by Arizona Christian here in the closing moments of the first quarter. A first quarter that the Lions had completely dominated.
Nestor Higuera on to kick off here for the Firestorm. And it will be a deep kick over the head of the return man, so it will be a touchback for the Lions.
Now Jordan Barlow and crew. A little bit of pressure now. It's always a little bit more pressure when I feel like sometimes in an offense you can almost get a little bit, I want to say complacent, but after the defense has had 2 3-and-outs, you're like, hey, maybe in the back of your head you think, I don't know, does 14 points hold up today? Like, hey, they're looking really good. And it's like, oh, wait, nope.
Not with the Firestorm offense.
The Firestorm offense, they are going to score. Like, it's that wake-up call of, okay, guys, we've been really good. We've scored 2 touchdowns already, but we got to keep it going. 14 points is not going to hold up in a game like this. Even 14 points to a first quarter, it's like you got to keep moving. Another flag and a delay of game looks like the call is going to be.
Yeah, 0 seconds on the play clock. Yep.
Delay game. Offense.
Never what you want to see coming straight off of the kickoff. That means you just didn't get your personnel put out there quick enough.
So it'll be 1st and 15 here for SAGU. Last time it was down in 15. We saw an 18-yard run by Zarius Keys, but here's Barlow. Fakes the handoff, throws it out to the flat, and he is hit immediately. What a play on the outside by Arthur Hayes. Read that one like a book, and it goes for a no-gainer on first down. Mike Mountain got the reception in the flat.
That's the risk of these bubble screens, is that if you don't get the blocks that you need, you have a stationary receiver that's completely defenseless. And Hayes laid a great shoulder tackle there. Looks like SAGU might be content to just let the quarter run out here as we're under 10 seconds to play. Still standing around, and it looks like they're just going to go ahead and let this quarter finish off with a 14-7 lead.
And they will take it to the second quarter.
Facing a second and very long coming up, but definitely you like what you see so far for the Lions. 2 really good touchdown drives. The defense has been very stout outside of that one drive. And again, solid field position for Arizona Christian. The defense has had to face some of that already. They started that drive at the 40-yard line. So a very solid first quarter from SAGU, but you'll have to see a few more like it through this game. It's definitely one of those games that one really good quarter is not going to be enough. And the offense is going to be in a tough spot. Remember to tune in or follow us, more importantly, at SAGU Sports Network and on Facebook. Like I said, this is our one and only home game for 2020, but there will be spring football in 2021, as well as the basketball season and everything. And as you guys know, you got to stay up to date on things because it changes by the hour sometimes.
Especially now.
So we will hopefully be bringing you details in the next few weeks, months. As to what the plan is.
We don't even know at this point. We don't know when games will be, and it's just kind of typical. Oh, we got a free play here. Barlow, men jumps off sides. He's rolling out to his left. He's got a man down the sideline. Brings it in. That's going to be a first down. So a good job of taking advantage of the free play. Keaton Dudek gets himself down the sideline, and that'll move the chains for a first down.
That is the awareness. That's a veteran awareness from a young quarterback still. I love that. I love that. It's that Aaron Rodgers ability to
extend the play.
Play, and when you know you got the free 5 yards, just go with it. Get it, make something happen. And so for the second time, a second and very long.
And here's Barlow now, looking down to the sideline. Has a man, it's long. It's a foot race down to the 10-5, touchdown. SAGU answers back with a touchdown of their own on the long bomb to Jamal Long. That's going to be his second touchdown of the day, and SAGU goes up 20-7, pending the extra point.
And this was a touchdown from the moment the ball was snapped. Long is just going to win at the line of scrimmage, and as long as Barlow was going to drop in a good pass, which you know you can count on him to do, that was going to be a touchdown. So a big offensive response. Long's second touchdown catch of the day.
Jamal Long, a freshman wide receiver, having the best game of his young early career here in Waxahachie for the Lions. 2 touchdowns on 3 catches, an absolute ratio you love to see.
I always call that a Randy Moss stat line. You see Barlow, he just had to look. As soon as he got the ball, he looked to the right, looked to the left, and said, oh, we're good.
One-on-one on an island, why not take a shot? And it worked. See, it was a foot race, and he outran everybody. And SAGU now up 21-7. And we are in a shootout at this point. It feels like it's heading that direction.
And that's the kind of football game you just want to see. That's, if you're only going to get one this year, let's get 4 games worth of scoring in.
Absolutely. Give them a show. You got 1 game. Yeah, give them a show. Come out and score 40.
And 224 yards of total offense last year. And for this game, you just got to give credit to what this coaching staff has done. It's no secret that last year was tough for this offense. A lot of injuries, a lot of fresh faces in there just trying to make something happen, and it wasn't able to happen most games. There were plenty of games that they did not have that many total yards in the game, and it just shows how much work was put in a difficult offseason with not knowing if there was going to be a season. And you love to see what this offense is doing right now.
And they've got a chance here to get good field position battle, and they will. Oh, the ball is loose. It's fallen on, but it looks like Arizona Christian will keep it. And they will, but that is a really good job by the kick coverage team.
And I think it's going to be August right here.
It looked like he grabbed his arm. Look at this. Oh, he brought him down by the waist, but the change in direction forced the ball loose. And fortunately for the Firestorm, they're able to have a guy there to fall on top of it.
August Wright was the one that ripped him down with such force that popped through. So almost a second Special teams turnover.
Yep.
As it is, it'll be the worst starting field position of the day for the Firestorm.
Here's Duncan, play action. He's back to pass. He steps up, lets it go deep. It's brought in, a good catch. Now he's got it down past the 50, and he's brought down right around the 45-yard line. And that's a really good job of going up to get it by John Cole off the pass by Duncan.
Yeah, good pass from Duncan, but this is going to be all Cole here. He is well covered, comes back and gets it. Then picking up, I love the extra yards after the catch. Now here we go.
They hand it off, and here's Duncan. And he's going to get brought down. The chains weren't even set, but it's going to be 1st and 10. The chain gang not getting a big break here. Couldn't even get the chain set before they got that snap off.
Yeah, you got to hurry because the Firestorm are hurrying. And
yes.
You got to get on their speed, so 2 quick first downs.
No huddle offense here for Arizona Christian. Arian Ward lines up in the backfield. He sends Cole in motion. And here is Ward. Ward swallowed up quickly by that defensive line, and there was nothing there for Ward after he got the handoff. He was looking for something, but that defensive line for SAGU put a stop to the momentum there for the time being.
It does feel like you just need to interrupt the Firestorm right now. They're really starting to figure it out on offense after 2 tough drives to start. And just that little win right there changes the playbook. 2nd and 10 is a lot different than 2nd and 5.
And here's Duncan now, 2nd and 10, deep drop. He gets it across the middle, and a good tackle there in the open field. Josiah Johnson brings his man down. That's going to be a loss of 1.
And Johnson is all on an island here. That's one that I feel like you see the receiver win more often.
And if he wins, he's got a lot of room to run.
First down, undoubtedly. But a excellent tackle, throws him for a slight loss, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and long at the 35.
And this is the SAGU defense has been good on 3rd and long situations. We'll see if this defensive line can get pressure here.
This is a points play right here.
Here's Duncan. Deep drop, back to pass. They do get pressure. He steps up. He lets it go across the middle. Flag on the play. It will be incomplete. We'll see what the flag is here. It is in the area of holding.
That's what I'd imagine, especially when you have that many purple jerseys in the backfield and a quarterback kind of scrambling. And I think they'll wait to see if SAGU wants to accept it or decline it. I imagine you decline in this situation.
4th and 10 from the
35-yard
line.
There's not much wind, but I doubt that's field goal range.
I watched in pregame. We'll get the call here.
Holding. Offense, number 72.
Kel Lee McPeck gets called for the hold. It'll be 4th down, so they will decline it. I watched in pregame, and it just looked like Nestor Higuera didn't quite have the leg to kick it from that deep, so they will bring on the punting unit, and the wind is in their face. It's a little bit of wind, but not a ton, but enough to make up for at least 2 to 3 yards of difference. And if you can't get it from that distance, don't even kick it, because that's beautiful field position for the Lions if you do, and they've been rolling on offense.
Now, keep an eye open. This is also a fake scenario I could see in this very maroon zone spot.
And they will indeed punt it. It is end over end. It bounces, and it'll be down. That's a good punt. It'll be down at the 5-yard line. So Barlow and this Lions offense, they got 95 yards to go to hit pay dirt.
You always hate having to punt in a spot like the 35. And the risk there, of course, you kick it in the end zone, you only gain 15 yards of field position. Why didn't you just go for it?
Right.
But, it's all – yeah, as a coach, you kind of say, hey, I need the punter to make me look really good here. So go ahead and pin them deep so I don't regret this decision. And it was an excellent punt. So the Lions will start with their backs against the wall. They've had 2 excellent drives in a row, though.
This would be the drive of the game so far for the Lions, backed up to their own 5-yard line. Zarius Keys in the backfield with Barlow. Sends Keys in motion. Fakes a handoff. Fakes that screen. Goes across the middle, and it's off the hands. There's a flag that comes in the area of holding.
And maybe it won't matter, but he had Mike Mountain wide open. That would have been a 95-yard touchdown. And again, it may not matter if there was a holding penalty.
Get the call here from...
Yeah, I see it right there. That's going to be on Blaine Rowe. That'll be half the distance. But you see Mountain may enter the screen for a second there. He was gone.
They declined the... Looks like they declined the penalty to make it 2nd and 10 rather than 1st and 12, 1st and 13.
it's only a 2-yard penalty essentially. What's the big difference between 1st and 12 and 1st and 2nd? You already won the down, so you're one play closer to potentially getting excellent field position. I mean, the only reason you might accept it is, it almost is like the Richter scale. Every 1 yard closer to the line of scrimmage feels like 10 times worse field position.
Right.
When you're at the 5. You're in serious danger of safety territory. But as long as you've already won the down and you're like, hey, we're gonna get the punt here in a minute. If we can win,
take the down.
More.
Yep, take the down. 2nd and 10. I think it's a good decision. The timeout here by SAGU, as they try to figure something out here in dangerous field position on their own 5-yard line. For Coach Smith, what are you drawing up here out of the timeout to try to get maybe some breathing room here, make it 3rd and 4 maybe?
I mean, I know the nerds I love talking with about deep sports analytics. They hate nothing more than a 2nd and 10 run.
Yes.
But you've shown the ability to pick up 10, 11 yards on the ground, and at the very least, you want to get another 8 or 9 yards, get up to the 8 or 9 at the very least, so that your punter's standing at the goal line and not in his own end zone. So I'm dialing up a run here to try to see what I can do.
And they are going against you. So
I guess they will not do that.
They roll out to the left. He's going to take a shot deep. It's underthrown and almost intercepted. It was intended for his running back, Keaton Dudek. So it'll be 3rd and 10 now for SAGU, and this is a tough situation.
That's Arthur Hayes on the coverage, and man, for a moment it looked like Dudek was going to be gone. Hayes was able to pursue, however, and then that was an emotional play. You went from thinking you're about to have a 95-yard touchdown to thinking you're about to have the ball intercepted at the 30 in a flash. So, yeah, now this is a very big down, not just to try to keep the drive alive, but at the very least, again, you don't want your punter standing with his heel on that white line.
No, not at all. And they will hand it off here on 3rd and 10, and he will get stopped for a gain of 3 yards. So it's a little bit of breathing room here for Seth Green and this Lions punting unit. And that was, like you said, that was just a play to try to get as much yardage as possible to give Green a little bit of breathing room. And it did. He's lining up right in the middle of that D and Indians in the end zone.
Yeah, that is a nice 3 yards. I think you'd rather have had it on 2nd down, but now it's definitely up to Seth Green to kind of determine. He does have a wind in his face. It is blowing.
Or at his back. It is going his direction. And he gets it off. It's a high punt spiral fielded just shy of the 50 at the 48. Now taking off, here's Cole. He's dangerous in the return game. Down past the 30, down past the 20, hurdles and gets driven out of bounds. So Arizona Christian has phenomenal field position here to start this drive.
Starting off in the red zone. And what a role special teams has already played. And another time he just gets it and immediately puts himself on a 45-degree angle straight to the sideline. And it was fast enough that there was lots of yardage to pick up. And they will start inside the red zone. But, yeah, I mean, you had the muffed punt on the first drive, a good kick return that gave Arizona Christian the ball at the 40, and now an excellent punt that pinned SAGU inside the 5.
There might be a player injured on the far sideline from where we are. I can't quite see yet, but yeah, Coach Smith sprinted to midfield.
Something has happened
on that far sideline. Maybe serious here. The entire ACU sideline is on a knee, and SAGU will join them. This is not. You never want to see this. I can't quite tell who it is that is down on that far sideline. I can't quite see a jersey color even.
I don't even know if it's a player. From the vantage point, I don't believe it's a player.
It looks like it might be an official. I see black pants. And we see the stretcher is brought out, and you never want to see this.
we see it here now, and it does appear to be, you'll see the replay right there,
Looks like
and it is
a coach.
unfortunately a coach for Arizona Christian was collided with on the sideline.
By a SAGU player, inadvertent. Obviously inadvertent on either side. He's not intentionally trying to get in the way of a player, but it's just a scary accident there on the Arizona Christian sideline.
Yeah, that's definitely not something you want to see when you have, obviously you got guys flying down the field, blocks being thrown. And those coaches, they don't wear helmets, they don't wear pads. And you do see this unfortunately happen occasionally where there is a collision with one of them or sometimes with a referee. So definitely prayers right now. That looked like a very, very hard hit on the sideline. We did hear a brief smattering of applause. We can't see from our angle, and hopefully that meant that there was some sign that the coach was maybe getting up, or at least some positive signs from those around him. Does appear to be up now.
And there is an applause here by the Arizona Christian bench and the SAGU bench, so a good sign.
Standing up on his own power.
That is good. I mean, he may not, at the end of the day, need the stretcher, and that's a victory at the end of the day. And it looks like, he walked over to the bench on his own power, so that is a very, very good sign and very fortunate for that coach on the sideline.
And they'll definitely, obviously, medical staff will keep an eye on him. But, yeah, it is good. I mean, whenever that stretcher comes out, honestly, it's scarier when it comes out sometimes for somebody that's not a player.
Yep.
For a player, you think ACL. When it's not a player, your throat hits your heart, and you go, "Oh no, what could this be?" So very good to see that unused. Good to see the Arizona Christian coach being able to walk under his own power to the bench, and hopefully able to, I can't imagine that head's going to feel good for the next few days, but hopefully no serious damage.
You'll see it here. It looked like it wasn't. He was blocked out of bounds, losing his balance, and runs into the coach, hits him right in that hip area, and it's hard to tell if he did hit his head on the way down. And it looks like he may have. And
it looked like he landed hard, and that head is going to hit hard against the ground. As you'll see it right there.
Yeah, it looks. The way he came down looks like he may have hit the back of his head, and that is scary in itself. No helmet, obviously, for the coach on the sideline, and just unprotected shot to the back of the head. But at the end of the day, thank goodness, it looks like he's going to be okay. Got up on his own power, and it looks like that he may have just gotten his bell rung.
So now the teams after the break, and obviously the kind of. Obviously, nothing more so on the Arizona Christian sideline, the emotional toll that takes on you of seeing your coach lying prone on the ground like that.
It takes a lot.
Both teams kind of jog a little bit, and they'll come back out to play now.
And it takes a lot to get your headspace back into the game after that point. So we'll see how they adjust here after one of their coaches goes down here.
It does a lot to see him walk to the sideline. Like when you can say, okay, he's probably going to be fine. We're going to be okay, guys. It's when they leave the field entirely that you're sitting there in the back of your mind going, I can't see him. I don't know if he's okay.
Yeah.
So they will have excellent field position, though, starting off at the 18-yard line.
Inside the red zone here for the Firestorm. Here is Duncan. He's back to pass. Clean pocket, gets it out towards the sideline, and is brought in, juggled for a second, but ultimately brought in by Sid Turnbull Frazier. That's a good gain on first down of 6. Make it 2nd and 4.
And this is where having reached a 6'5" target is huge. That ball was thrown a little bit high, but he didn't have to leave his feet to go get it. He just puts his hands up there and is able to turn up to get the extra yard or two.
There's snap to hand it off, looking for some room to run, makes a man miss, and a great tackle on the outside. Josiah Johnson, who we've seen make a couple of really good open field tackles in this game, he may have saved a touchdown here.
Yes, because Aiden Quinn has already made a couple moves, and if he gets around him, he's got the corner, and his wide receiver was blocking well. At the very least, first down, there's a chance he's making it all the way to the pylon.
And he lost 3 instead. Now it's 3rd and 7. Here's Duncan after play action. He is wrapped up and brought down hard, and SAGU comes away with a sack. Kylan Woodley brings down the quarterback. A flag comes in at the end. This should be extracurricular. We'll take a look at what this is here.
Woodley is being blocked the whole way, just throws him to the ground.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 10.
Oh, and that's not a smart move.
Takes him out of field goal position.
That is huge because 25 is still field goal range.
We'll get a good look at what happened here after the play. Here's the sack by Woodley, brings him down, and he was not a fan of what happened.
Yeah, we can't see exactly what happened. He was signaling face mask. It was hard to tell if that was true or not. But maybe something got said that shouldn't have been said. But for the defense, what an absolute monster stand. Arizona Christian takes over at the 18-yard line and is going to come away with no points.
They have a chance to pin SAGU deep again, and they will. All you can do is laugh. Tamron Duro got contacted with as he bobbled the punt, and a little bit of contact.
There was some contact, but that was Shakespearean. And
that's great.
Sell it.
Good sell job there by Duro, but no flag. Then the Lions will have the ball inside their own 10-yard line at the 9.
They don't call embellishment penalties in football, luckily, because that looked like an old spaghetti western shootout scene right there.
There's Barlow. He hands it off, makes a man miss, and then over the top is Dudek. He's got a pretty good carry of 4 there on first down.
Going back to it, though, you want to just talk about a bookmark moment in this game. Ball at the 18-yard line, no points. That is an unbelievable stand by the SAGU defense.
And the SAGU defense has been very good in this game. Yeah. Very good in this first half.
Outside of that one drive when they got moving. Other than that, it has been stellar.
2nd and 6 here for the Lions. Barlow, 3 out wide to his right, sends a man in motion. This is Duro. Hands it off up the middle. Dudek makes a man miss and then carries a pile of Firestorm defenders with him for an extra 4 or 5 yards after contact, and that moves the chains. Tim, earlier you said you're a big fan of yards after the catch, yards after contact. I'm a big fan of when you rush the ball and you get yards after contact. That is just pure power by Dudek.
And what you love there is continual contact. It's not a solid hit and you break loose. He gets hit and is still being hit for the next 9 yards. That is all moving a pile forward.
1st and 10 here for the Lions offense. Fakes a handoff. They go right short, and it's going to be a gain of 1.
Pass completed to Tamron.
It was open. There's nothing really after the catch there for Darrow.
Stopped by Jake Hernandez.
Yeah, and the defense, I think they were completely unfooled by the play action because I'm not sure they saw it. It was just so
quick.
It was so quick in the backfield, which is how you want a play to be executed. But that time, it was almost like Arizona Christian's lack of awareness led to their ability to stay up there.
It'll be 2nd and 9. Barlow hands it off to Dudek. Dudek gets upended after a rush of 1. So a couple of short plays here for the Lions offense brings up 3rd and 8. They kind of ran into each other in the backfield there, an awkward handoff.
Yeah, a little bit too close, and I think that slowed down Dudek's momentum. And because of that, really by the time he got to where there was supposed to be a hole, it had already kind of caved in.
So here, 3rd and 8 for the SAGU offense. Barlow with a bunch formation with them. He's back to pass, steps up in the pocket. He rolls out to his right. He's got room to run and plenty of room to run. He's going to get the first down and then some. Doesn't quite go out of bounds. He's going to bring the ball down right at the 44-yard line.
On the run.
He had Mike
First
Mountain
down
again,
line.
but this is just a smart move. He's going to roll out, I think right about, obviously he has to break the pocket here. Right about here, he sees he has a man, but then he sees the guaranteed thing is the first down, directs his receiver to go lay a block, and then right here, instead of going out of bounds, he says, okay, I got the first down. Then he sees that he has enough room to go ahead and turn the corner.
A little bit more.
They are going to mark him out a little bit earlier than we thought, though, at the 45.
Hands it off up the middle. Here's Keys. Makes a man miss, but he loses his footing. Regardless, it's going to be a first down. That looked like it had big play written all over it, and I think he might have just been moving a little too fast. He did make this man miss, but then kind of lost his feet underneath him.
It's trying to make that cut with a guy in front of you, and you still had a guy pursuing behind you, so it was a very tight turn to make.
And here is Keys again, trying to stretch the field, cuts it up, and then gets brought down, but a good carry there on first down. It's going to be 2nd and 5 here for the Lions.
After another big third down conversion that starts the drive off, and this one has been huge. Nice block there in the backfield, springing for the 5. And this is a moment that the SAGU Lions can take over the game. This is a big check time for the Firestorm defense.
Barlow fakes a handoff. He's back to pass, looking for Long, and Long gets upended. That is a scary hit, but he's up and he is fine. Wow, the ball was high, thrown high.
And Omar Gutierrez on coverage is going to make sure there's no way it gets brought down. Definitely was too high to be caught.
That last second, he ducked his head, and that prevented that from being scarier than it looked. It would be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, big down here for the Firestorm, needing to keep this a 14-point game.
Watch out for the run here. And they do indeed hand it off to Dudek. Dudek gets brought down from behind, stretches the ball forward. He's going to be right there at the sticks.
I think he got it. I think that last extra effort kind of taking the ball is always a risk.
And he did get it. Yep, that's tough, but heads-up play by Dudek.
You see, it's always a risk, and
that's enough for
he was just barely down, too. That ball got swiped out, so the run, and I like the run on 3rd and 5 there, because it's also a signal that you are probably going to go for it on 4th down.
Yes.
If you only picked up 2 or 3, it gives you a very makeable 4th down, and being inside the 40, they would go ahead and go for it.
Timeout here by Arizona Christian. It'll be their first of this first half. There you see the total yardage statistics for each team's offense, and SAGU has just been dominating on both sides of the ball. 273 total yards of offense here in the first half, on pace for over 500 yards of offense. But that defense, Tim, 98 total yards in the first half. Now, we're not out of the first half. We've got about 5.5 to go, but they've just absolutely controlled this game, have not given up a first down on 3rd down, which is huge. You're getting off the field.
And there's 98 yards, 60 came on a single drive.
Yeah.
So you only have a total of 38 drives between the other 38 yards between the other 4 total drives.
That SAGU defense has been phenomenal here in this first half. And that's to take nothing away of how well this offense has been run.
Yeah.
Jordan Barlow, 10 of 17, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 on his feet. So 3 total touchdowns for the quarterback. Jamal Long, the home run hitter, 3 catches, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. And again, what the defense has done is the few times the offense has tripped up with the fumble and then the bad field position following the 3 and out inside their own 5. The defense has cleaned up with no points allowed. 1st and 10,
they hand it off to Keys. Keys has a lot of room to run. He's down past the 20. He's down past the 10. Gets brought down, keeps his feet down past the 5. Brought down right at the 2-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 3. But that opened up like the Red Sea. And Keys had forever to run, and he had the chance to pick whichever way he wanted to go.
Yeah, that wasn't a hole. There was just nothing left. There was no vestige of the Firestorm defensive line left. And at around the 20, you could see he probably wasn't able to go in, but he gave every last effort to get down to the 2.
Zarius Keys with a huge run there on 1st down, giving SAGU 1st and goal. They do mark him down at the 2. Here's Barlow. Hands it off to Keys. Keys looks to cut it up. Makes contact, but he's going to be brought down short. It is a 1-yard gain. The pile's still moving, and they finally blow it dead. It looked like there was a second there where the surge may have been moving forward, but they ended up blowing it dead at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, they almost rugby scrummed that one into the end zone. But it'll be 2nd and goal at the 1.
You got to think that you got to get 4 tries out of here. I know a field goal it puts points on the board, but if you can go up 28-7 against a high-powered offense like the Firestorm have, to me, this is 4-down territory.
Yeah, well, especially when you've got Keys, Dudek, and Barlow all have the ability to run. You've got, in my mind, 3 more chances to pick up 1 yard. You're going for it each time.
And it looks like they're going to go with a direct snap here. Dudek, or no, it is Barlow. Barlow, rather, gets it up and into the end zone.
No, it was Dudek.
It was a direct snap to Dudek. And like you said, the 2 guys, the 2 running backs have been carrying the load so far for the Lions, Dudek and Keys. That time they get the ball in the hands of their playmaker and Dudek, and he takes it in for a touchdown.
Very fitting in to end the drive with both of them in the backfield. And it was Barlow who was spread out right. And he's hyped up after that touchdown run from Dudek, and rightfully so. Another long touchdown drive. Again, it wasn't great field position to start. Some big third down conversions.
91-yard touchdown drive. They started at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, excellent, excellent drive to, after this extra point, take a 3-touchdown lead.
And Woodley's kick is up, and it is good. 28-7. SAGU leading this one big. 4 minutes left to go in the first half, and they are rolling on both sides of the ball. Everything coming together very well for SAGU.
You see Barlow out there just throwing that extra block to play his way, but he's like, hey, I got a chance to lay a block on a DB.
Quarterback to deliver the hit.
Big 4 minutes for the Firestorm now. You're down 21 points. You're going to get the ball first to start the second half. So if you can go for that double dip move here, you'll get back in this game, but it starts on this drive.
This is the biggest drive of the game so far for the Firestorm. Like you said, you want to try to get a score and then get the ball back at the half here at the end of the first half. So very, very important drive for the Firestorm offense and the SAGU defense, who for the most part today, outside one drive, has stood up to the task that they have been asked to do. And we saw Coach Smith in the pregame interview. The 3 favorite words I think any coach says is, do your job. And they have absolutely done that in this first half on defense. And offense. Don't take anything away from the offense. Ball fielded.
They got 28 points.
Yeah, ball fielded inside the 10. Here's Cole. He, again, heads towards that sideline, but he's brought down just past the 20. So a good job by the kick coverage team. It was a long run, but for not a ton of yardage, they were able to string it out and get the stop.
And Augustus Wright, first down and 10.
Yeah, I think they're kind of learning punt and kick to the middle of the field. Arizona Christian's been so good at fielding these on the corner, laying that kind of 45-degree angle block, just sprint to the sideline. It's 60 yards of running, but you get 20 still. And so they've done a good job, I feel like, of kind of identifying that, putting it in the middle to where that blocking scheme does not work as well.
So here comes a Firestorm offense, under 4 to play. Duncan fakes the handoff. He's rolling out to his right, looking across the middle of the field, and it is...
That's picked.
There's a fight for it. We haven't seen a ruling yet. That is a catch at the 50-yard line. That is incredible by John Cole. Goes up and gets it over the top of Travion McNeil.
I was certain McNeil had that.
That is an incredible catch, and I want to take another look at that one if we can after this play. Duncan dumps it out to the flat and now running up the sideline and then driven out of bounds. Found his man Malik Patterson. What a catch.
Yeah, here's the replay. I thought for sure McNeil had this. First of all, great job to keep the play alive. McNeil's going to pull it in, and
it's fought for and then is brought in by Cole. He catches it between his legs. That's an incredible catch by Ian Cole. Wow. Now here's Duncan back to pass, and he is almost brought down by Rodriguez. Now he's running for his life, running out to the left. He's going to take off with it, and then a big hit on the sideline. And that was a busted play from the beginning, but a good job. Again, Tyler Duncan is shown to be an athletic quarterback. Breaks the sack of Drake Rodriguez.
And he's going to keep this drive alive, because otherwise it's going to bring up third and very long. Yeah, miscommunication in the backfield, got guys colliding, and Rodriguez just unable to put that final move. It is going to end up being a gain of right at 1, I think, bringing up 3rd and 3 after all that.
Here's Duncan. Design quarterback run. He takes off. He's brought down close to that line to gain. This is going to be close. He's right at the 40-yard line.
They may have to bring out the sticks.
And they are going to give them the first down.
Just to the line. So an amazing, unbelievable fighting acrobatic catch, and now some grit on the ground from Duncan.
Wow, what a drive here.
To the 40-yard line. And they said this is the most important drive for them, and they're acting like it right now. They are fighting for everything.
Here's Duncan. Back to pass, goes across the middle. Good move, puts the foot in the ground and then makes a cut, and he's dragging defenders with him down past the 25-yard line. That's actually, we're going to mark him down. That was Sid Turnbull Frazier, that 6'5" frame, doing a good job of being difficult to bring down, and he gets him a first down.
Yeah, it's like they've had to flip a switch and said, all right, guys, these yards aren't coming easy, so go get them. Go get them any way you can.
1st and 10 from the 25 as the Firestorm are gaining a little bit of momentum here. Rolling out now is Duncan. And that is brought in again. Turnbull Frazier picks up enough for the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 15.
Right at 10. They're just biting off chunks of 10 yards here. Another, it feels like, very well designed play. You got 4 receivers in the same general area. You feel like, I always call that your short, middle, long option. And you feel like one of those guys is going to get open, especially when you have a quarterback that's athletic and run to the right side. Under 90 seconds to play now in the half. 1st and 10 from the 15.
Duncan sends a man in motion, fakes a handoff. He's going to keep it himself up the middle. He's brought down just shy of that first down marker. He gets 8, so it's going to be 2nd and 2. And now you're in the territory where you don't want to score too quickly.
Yeah.
Give SAGU the ball back.
Exactly. Yeah, Arizona Christian is going to take their time. I don't think SAGU is going to bother with the timeouts right now, since the clock still could become a factor.
Here's Duncan now, under a minute to play. He's back to pass, looking across the middle. It's incomplete, broken up by Jalen Moss. Did a good job of breaking on the ball there by Moss and breaking up that pass, making it 3rd and 2.
Haven't called Moss's name yet today.
He hasn't really been targeted.
But when as soon as he gets targeted, he's going to make the play.
He
makes the play right there to break up what would have been a touchdown. Bring up a big 3rd and 2. Got to imagine it's 4-down territory for the Firestorm.
Has to be. 54 seconds left to play in the first half. 3rd and 2 here for Arizona Christian. Duncan takes a snap. He's back to pass. He's rolling out to his left now. There is a man out there. He pumps and brings it down. He's got enough for the first down. Makes a cut inside and scores. That's a really good run there by Tyler Duncan. Had a lot of field to work with, and he used every bit of it. And he gets a much-needed score for the Firestorm. And barring an extra point here, brings it to a 28-14 ball game.
Yeah, it was really his legs that kept this drive moving. And right here, just going to put a last little minute. I mean, he was probably going to go in anyways, but that's a nifty little move for his 2nd touchdown run of the game. And most crucially is going to put the Firestorm back within striking distance in the closing moments of the first half.
Aguera's kick is up, and it is good. 28-14 now. The SAGU Lions lead. Still a 2-touchdown advantage, but you said it at the beginning of that drive. Arizona Christian does get the ball back at halftime, and they want to double dip if they can, and they got the first part of that done. They got the touchdown on their last drive in the half, and now they will get the ball in the second half. So we'll see what Coach Smith does here. They got 2 timeouts, 45 seconds left. They've shown some big playability so far today, so we'll see if they come out and they try to get something down the field, maybe to get some points to go into the half. It would be huge.
45 seconds. They still have some timeouts. I think a lot of it comes down to the kick return. If you've got the ball at the 15-yard line, you just go to the locker room very happy you're up 14. Get it out to the 30, 35, and it's like, hey, we need 1 or 2 plays. We really, really trust our kicker to make the kicks. He's been so solid already. NAIA Special Teams Player of the Week right now. So if you can get down to the 30-yard line, you're trying a field goal here.
Aguera on to kick for the Firestorm. A low line drive.
Oh.
They thought maybe you let it go out of bounds, but here they're going to try to get a return here. Down past the 25, takes off to the sideline, gets around the edge, past the 30, down past the 40, 45, lowers the shoulder and gets driven out of bounds right just shy of the 50. I think they're going to mark him out right at the 50. That is the return you were talking about that you needed. It took 10 seconds, but they got the ball right at midfield. I thought he was going to let it go out of bounds.
I thought it was a mistake at first by Dylan Alford to not let it go out of bounds, but he scoops it and just runs completely east to west. He starts with his right foot on the line, essentially, and ends going out of bounds at the far side of the field, 35 yards down. So, yeah, there's your answer. Ball at the 49-yard line. You're definitely going for points to interrupt that two-score attempt by Arizona Christian.
We saw the kicker, Nestor Higuera, in on the stop. He's not your typical kicker. He comes in at 270. There's Barlow getting it out quick to Dudek. Dudek has blocks, and he makes a cut right up the middle. He's down past right out of bounds at the 30. That's a good run there after the catch. Knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line. It moves the chains and keeps that clock stopped.
Great job. We've seen such an excellent job by these wide receivers of laying these blocks on those screens. It's not going to hit every time, but the few times it has hit, they have broken it for a big play. So
big
now,
yardage.
Already in field goal range, at least the field goal attempt range. Maybe now you're thinking a lot more. You're not thinking three.
You're thinking 6 at this point. Here's Barlow. 4 out wide to the right. Fakes the screen. He's going deep to long again. Undercuts the route, and it's broken up. That's pretty good coverage on the outside by Arthur Hayes. That is a difficult throw to defend, the undercut long ball, or the underthrown long ball.
Yeah, Hayes does a great job of keeping that hand somewhat in the area so that there was no way to make a clean play on it. It was an excellent move back, and the Lions are going to use a timeout here. Move back by Long, almost making his 3rd touchdown catch of the game. As you live look in as the Evangel Crusaders are going to score a touchdown over in their game. Especially in Springfield, Missouri, but they're not wearing their home.
Hard to tell quite who they're playing.
They're not playing. Yeah, they're on the road. It's the Vikings, and I should know. I should know their mascot. I should know all the mascots by now. But Evangel takes a 7-0 lead. Meanwhile, right back here, it's going to be 2nd and 10. Ball at the 31-yard line. The wind is at the Lions' back, so it would be a wind-aided kick. And again, you do have Kieran Woodley, Special Teams Player of the Week for the entire NAIA.
He's been. It's one game, but he was very good in that one game last week against Texas Wesleyan.
Excellent last week.
Has a huge leg on him.
But you'd like to get some more for sure.
Absolutely. Here's Barlow. He's back to pass. He rolls out now to his left, and he's looking to try to go deep. And he will take a shot deep. Has a man in the end zone just over his head. Barely out of the reach of Jamal Long, who's found himself open multiple times today.
Long was open there, and Barlow was just unable to really connect. I think that he's kind of throwing on the run, kind of has to
just sailed on him just a little bit.
Because if he puts it on the money, that's a touchdown.
He had him.
3rd and 10.
14 seconds left. Now, you got a timeout. Do you try to just get yardage here to make it a little bit of an easier field goal, or are you trying to still take some shots at the end zone?
This is when you have a route tree that definitely has some guys open for 5 or 6, some guys open for 10, and then maybe one guy going to the end zone just in case, because you almost had it there.
They're going to hand it off to Keys. Keys tries to make a man miss. He does. Lowers the shoulders. Brought down after a gain of 5 on 3rd down. And SAGU will take that last time out as it looks like they're going to get a field goal opportunity here with 8 seconds left in the half. And so that's just a play to get yardage to try to make it a more manageable field goal here for Kieran Woodley.
It'll be a 43-yard line for Woodley as he takes a step out and swings the leg a few times. This would be big when it looked like it was going to be. The momentum was definitely going to be swinging the Firestorm's way going into the half. The huge kick return gave SAGU the field position they wanted to work with. Now they just need to find a way to connect for the points. You get that, and like I said, it makes it back to a 3-score game going to the half. So very big moment here.
43-yard field goal attempt here for Kieran Woodley. Like you mentioned, the NAIA's Special Teams Player of the Week last week for his performance against Texas Wesleyan. 8 seconds left here to close the half. The hold is down. The kick is up from Woodley, and it is good. And he gets points for SAGU as we get close to the end of the half. 4 seconds left, and he puts SAGU up 31-14 to a 17-point lead. That is a big field goal, 3-possession game.
And that looked like it was going to be good from probably close to 50. That was 43 yards. That would have been good from 50. Excellent kick.
And you look at the comment by James Duncan Music. ACU ain't done yet, and we don't think so either.
They're not. They definitely are not, because that touchdown was huge, but that kick return and field goal is just like a little pinprick, just a little jab that stings ACU a lot, because they had the chance to get the ball down 28-14 to start the half, go get another touchdown. It's a touchdown game. It's anybody's ball game. Now it's back to 17.
And when you have an offense like the Firestorm have, they are never done. So that's a good point. They are not done yet, and we're expecting a very exciting second half as the adjustments are made by the individual coaches.
This kickoff hasn't happened yet. The way
That's
special
true.
teams has
That's
gone,
true.
Keep your eyes open on this kickoff. Both teams with huge special teams plays, a couple of blunders, a couple of good kick returns.
And they're just going to pooch it. And maybe a little bit too much as it goes out of bounds.
That'll bring the ball up to the 35-yard line. Probably not enough to entice Arizona Christian to try any sort of Hail Mary, I wouldn't imagine.
It may have been an intentional kick out of bounds. It may have been.
Yeah, just don't even risk the kick return, since the Firestorm have shown such excellent ability.
Oh, they're going to make him re-kick it. That's interesting. That is interesting. So instead of taking the ball at the 35, it's going to be a 5-yard penalty to move the ball back 5 yards, and they have to re-kick here.
Interesting. I've never seen teams take that option, but I guess if the game here is SAGU just saying, nope, there's only 4 seconds left, we're going to kick it away intentionally. Arizona Christian saying, no, we're going to make you kick it to one of our playmakers. We're going to make you. You can keep doing this. We'll keep accepting it until you're kicking from your own 5-yard line. you gotta kick to us eventually and give us a shot.
So here is Seth Green on to kick again here for the Lions. Back deep is John Cole and Aiden Quinn. And he will kick it off deep. And it is fielded at the 6-yard line, so this could be the last play here. Here's Cole. Makes a man miss, but he is brought down, and that will do it for the first half of action here at Lumpkin Stadium in Waxahachie. SAGU with a field goal to get some points at the end of the first half to go up 31-to-14 as they go into the locker room up 3 possessions. A very good game here for SAGU on both sides of the ball, but you have to look for Arizona Christian to react to this coming out in the second half.
There is a flag on the field. The teams have not left the field yet, and I think Arizona Christian's bringing their kick unit back out on. So we may
see another kick. I may have spoke too soon.
The flag is back at the 35, and what might have been the area of a false start on the kick.
Yeah.
I guess it's not a false start. It is offside. You crossed that line. And Arizona Christian's coming back out, so hold that recap. They're going to move the ball back, I believe, 5 more yards, and we're going to kick this one more time.
Again, so they're going to be kicking from the 25 now, and it'll be an untimed kick. So this will be the last play of the half. There's not any battle for field position here.
Offsides, number 17 of the kicking team.
Interesting end to the half here.
You don't usually see back-to-back 5-yard penalties to move you back to the 25, but yeah, Arizona Christian is it feels like they got a shot now, because it's kicking off at the 25. Definitely changes where you're going to get that ball.
If you're SAGU here, do you just kick it at one of those up men and hope it hits him and it just falls? You're not trying to mess around and kick it to the deep men.
There's no, you couldn't do that before because there was enough time.
Right,
that
now it doesn't matter.
Untimed, yeah, maybe now you do just squib it. You don't give it to one of those athletes back there.
Because they're good kick returners. They are scary when they get the ball in their hands. In Aiden Quinn and John Cole. All right, so here's Seth Green again from the 25. and he will just squib it on the ground. It's going to be brought in by Cole. He bobbles it for a second. Now he's trying to get around the outside, and that is going nowhere as SAGU finally ends the first half on their third kickoff.
There's another flag.
And this could be extracurricular here
now
after the play.
More than likely this is going to be offsetting. If it's not, it would give Arizona Christian an untimed down at the 45-yard line if it's only on SAGU. So we'll see what the verdict here is. If it's on ACU, the half is over. If it's on SAGU, ACU would get one untimed play. If it's offsetting, the half is also over. And ACU is leaving the field, so it looks like they've been given the signal that, yeah, it is over.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, SAGU number 43. That 15-yard penalty would be enforced on the second half kickoff. That's
There we
number
go.
43's
It'll be
first
enforced on the second half
unsportsmanlike
kickoff,
towards disqualification.
They're going to have a short kick anyway to start the second half.
So, yeah, to get used to that, SAGU will be kicking off from the 20 to start the second half as ACU opts to just roll that one over. But other than that, what an excellent half for the SAGU Lions. 31 points on the board. Such a solid offensive effort and really bulwarked by just consistent defense throughout the first half. And definitely ACU's got a couple adjustments to make with some clear glimmers, some clear spots of, okay, here's what we've got to get right because we've done some things right to get right back in this game.
So that will do it for the first half here from Lumpkin Stadium. SAGU leading 31-14. Don't go anywhere. An exciting second half coming your way right here on the SAGU Sports Network.
Honey, have you applied to that school yet?
Not really into purple.
SAGU. Never say no to a lion.
At Southwestern, we endeavor to offer more than the average college curriculum, producing men and women whose lives are pleasing to God, and that's worth everything.
going to college?
Yep.
SAGU, right?
Nope. Decided to go to Hogwarts.
SAGU. Never say no to a lion.
Welcome back to the SAGU Sports Network. We are just about a minute away from the half number 2 of action between the Arizona Christian Firestorm and the SAGU Lions. And it was an electric first half between these two teams. SAGU with a 31 to 14 point lead at the time being. Arizona Christian does have the second half kickoff coming their way. So we'll see what they decide to do, and each team respective to the adjustments that they made over halftime. But Tim, very good half by SAGU, both offensively and defensively.
Not much adjustments to make when you have 330 total yards on offense, on pace for breaking 600. It's just see if you can keep on doing more of the same. They did it on the ground. You see Zarius Keys with 84 yards rushing. Jordan Barlow has yards, as well as Keaton Dudek with 180 yards passing, 106 of those to Jamal Long. Meanwhile, for Arizona Christian, it's come down to missed opportunities. You had the taking over after the fumble in SAGU territory and going 3 and out. And then the biggest one, taking over at the 18-yard line after the excellent punt return and getting no points. Other than that, you've had 2 excellent drives to put up your 14 points. One in the final moments of the first half, or what you thought were the final moments, before SAGU came back and got a field goal. So they'll need to come right back out with that attitude they had the last drive of just scrapping for every single last yard. They will be starting with pretty decent field position more than likely because of the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against SAGU. On the last play, that means SAGU will be kicking off from the 20 to start the half off.
So it should be good field position here by Arizona Christian and the Firestorm. They've got to be thrilled with how they're going to line up here because they need to get some momentum going this way and their way. And what better way to start that by getting good field position here to start the second half, as we are ready to go underway, as Seth Green will be doing the kicking duties again here for SAGU. I'm sure he was a busy man there at the end of the first half. 3 back-to-back-to-back kickoffs because of some penalties and making them re-kick, but it all ended in nothing as the half closed, but nothing but that unsportsmanlike conduct, which again is why Mr. Seth Green is kicking from the 20-yard line. So we'll see what Arizona Christian decides to do here. And he will kick it as deep as possible, and it's fielded at the 23-yard line by Cole. He cuts it up the middle. Huge hit at the 40-yard line, looking like a cross body by Alvin Brumfield. Oh, my goodness, what a hit at the 40.
And it helped that the kick returner had to kind of come to a stop to get around the play, but Brumfield just leveling it.
Wow, and what a hit.
It's a good job by Cole to even hang on to the ball. You saw it kind of jostling loose there from how hard it was.
Wow.
But it will be, after all, that decent field position for Arizona Christian up to the 40-yard line.
Here is Duncan starting off. He's going to pump and roll out to his left, gets it to the flat, has his man, but he's brought down out of bounds by Antoine Reddick. Zach Cullip on the reception.
Saw them kind of do this a lot. Just obviously do what you can to get Duncan moving a little bit. In the first half, just, most of his best plays were done outside of the pocket.
Here's Duncan now, keeps it himself, turns upfield. He's got some room to run, makes a man miss, and then is brought down after the first down is gained, and he's brought down just shy of the 40-yard line at the 42. Designed quarterback run there.
Yep. You almost call it an option, but there's no other option out there.
Yeah.
As soon as he took the corner, it was all him.
Here's Duncan, back to pass, empty backfield, gets it across the middle to his big man, Sid Turnbull Frazier, for 5 yards on there on first down.
So he's kind of picking it up, little chunks of change here, 4 or 5, and has them inside SAGU territory. Ball at the 37.
Duncan relaying the play. 2nd and 5. He hands it off up the middle to Aiden Quinn. who gets about 2 yards there on the carry, bringing up 3rd and short.
Tackled by Drake Rodriguez.
It's a good job by SAGU. They kind of lost the initial battle up front, but right there you're going to have Drake Rodriguez get from behind to slow the running back down, throw him off his feet, shy of the first down, just shy of it, 3rd and 2.
There's Duncan, fakes a handoff, takes it up the middle. He is met, he keeps his feet and fights forward. He doesn't quite have enough for the first down. It looked like he might get there. That's a good play by the SAGU defense to keep him back.
It was impressive that he did not get that first down. It's impressive that he broke loose to make sure he didn't lose yards. But it's impressive that SAGU was able to recover, holding just a gain of 1. And, of course, they are going to go for it.
Yep, 4th and inches here for the Firestorm.
Very, very short. 4th and half a yard probably.
Duncan takes a snap, hands it off, and they're going to get the first down on the back of Aiden Quinn. So that will move the chains.
Aiden Quinn on the run.
That's just a matter of all power up front on both sides.
First down.
And all he needed was the tiniest gap to pick up that first down.
Duncan hands it off again. Here's Quinn weaving and finding some room. He gets brought down close to a first down, and it looks like they may give it to them, and he will. So that'll be a first down by Aiden Quinn.
Aiden Quinn on the run.
You've seen a lot of different running backs for both teams, and Quinn has been one of those for Arizona Christian that's shifted in and out. He's having a good run of it right here.
Duncan keeps it himself, and he may have made a mistake there. It goes for no gain, but that play was blown up by that SAGU defensive line from the get-go.
Yeah, no gain. Yeah, that's just the SAGU defense had it all bunched in the middle, and he was kind of hoping that there'd be some sort of avenue, and it never materialized.
Duncan now fakes a handoff, looking across the middle, throws it behind his receiver, but it's brought in. A good catch there by Turnbull Frazier. Has close to a first down, but it'll be 3rd and short here for the Firestorm.
Frazier has really good hands to be able to go back and get that.
It had to be thrown behind him or else have been at least knocked down, maybe even picked off by Zachary Nelson.
Another 3rd and short now inside the 10-yard line.
Duncan swings it out to the flats. And then he makes a man miss. Down past the sideline. He's brought down at the 2-yard line. That SAGU defensive back out there in Trevion McNeil just couldn't get his feet after being initially blocked.
Yeah, the block threw him off his balance. Malik Patterson does a good job of getting the first down. Goes down to the 2 for first and goal.
Jalen Moss saving a touchdown on that play. Duncan keeps it himself up the middle, and it is a touchdown for the Firestorm. And that will pull them to 31-20. Pending an extra point, and it could be a 10-point game here. A good drive, 4-minute drive to start the second half for the Firestorm.
And that is Tyler Duncan's 3rd touchdown run of the game. He has all 3 of their touchdowns. And so they do, in fact, get some of that, as we call it, the double dip, getting the touchdown at the end of the first half and the touchdown to start the second. They don't have enough men on the field, so they're trying to get a guy in time for the full lineup.
They should have plenty of time here.
Only interrupted by that SAGU field goal, which is huge now, the fact that this is going to be a 2-possession game.
Nestor Higuera on for the extra point, and it is up and good. 31-21. 10-point lead now for SAGU and the Lions. And that is how you want to start the second half if you're the Firestorm. You talked about double dipping. It got interrupted by the SAGU field goal to end the half, but Arizona Christian scoring on back-to-back drives there to pull within 10.
You see them putting it together now.
Yep.
After they started the game off slow, got a touchdown, and then right after that touchdown, another punt. The punt that they had to execute after getting the ball at the 18-yard line. They were really struggling, and they were down 28-7. They were down 21 points. So they have, in fact, closed a 21-point gap down to 10. As hey, we got people watching from Hawaii.
How about that? Aloha from Maui. Thank you, Laura, for watching.
I wonder if we could do a weather comparison, because we were saying the weather is about perfect.
Oh, it's nice here
in Waxahachie right now, but I think it's just always perfect in Maui. So for once, we may be able to compete, though.
Here is the kickoff by Higuera, fielded over there on the sidelines, weaving around, trying to make some room. but he's going to get brought down at the 28-yard line.
Alford on the return.
That return by Dylan Alford. So that is where SAGU will take over for their first drive here in the second half, in an offense that seemed to be clicking on all levels in that first half. We'll see how the Firestorm defense has adjusted to stop this high-powered offensive attack by SAGU.
They have scored on 4 of their last 5 drives. The only drive they didn't score on was the drive that started at their own 5-yard line, which is always such a debilitating way to start a drive on offense. Just totally changes the playbook you can access. So they are moving very well. See how they come out in the second half.
Barlow back to pass, and it gets batted down at the line. Anthony Nicastro knocks it down for Arizona Christian, makes it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and he got so quick into the backfield. This was easy to bat down. Not sure who the attendant receiver was going to be there, but the ball never even got to the line of scrimmage.
So here is Barlow facing a 2nd and 10, has 4 out wide, 2 on either side. Hands it off, and here is Keys. Keys cuts it up, lowers the shoulder, and that's a pretty good carry on 2nd and 10. He's going to pick up 7 to make it 3rd and 3. 3rd and very manageable here. Zarius Keys on the carry.
Keys has been the primary go-to back on the afternoon. That is a very good run on 2nd and 10. Opens up a lot of possibilities here on 3rd and 3. Still need to convert it, though. Don't want to give the ball back this quickly to Arizona Christian.
Barlow sends a man in motion. And the Firestorm bring a blitz. Keys does a good job of keeping his feet, and he's going to have just enough for the first down. He got tripped up but then fell forward, and there's some extracurriculars here. We'll see if any flags fly.
None will, but yeah, this is impressive because he's going to get, like I said,
and a flag does come out.
Tripped up in the backfield and is finally able to just maintain his balance long enough. As you see, the pushing and shoving began there, and there hadn't been a flag yet, and it finally came out afterwards, so it must have been the guys were told to break up, and somebody kept going. Now, what a run by Keys to get 3 very hard-earned yards. This would be after the play, so even if it hadn't been on SAGU, it still would be a fresh set of downs. SAGU's motion, it's on Arizona Christian.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 46. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. That is number
Deontay
46,
Dean gets called for the unsportsmanlike conduct, so add 15 onto the end of that Zarius Keys run, and SAGU is setting up past midfield into Firestorm territory.
That's the second big 15-yard penalty on Arizona Christian. Obviously, the first one came on that drive when they had the ball at the 18-yard line, and unsportsmanlike moved them out of field goal range.
So here is Barlow, sends a man in motion. He's back to pass. Has a clean pocket, gets it out to the outside to Dudek. Dudek past the 40, makes a man miss. I don't know if he's got enough for the first down. It's going to be close. He's going to be a yard short of the first down, so it makes it 2nd and short here, but a very good gain there on first down.
Yeah, excellent awareness. Yeah, you see Barlow, he goes through his progressions, doesn't see anything, and then immediately just swivels the nose. He knew the defense well enough to know that Dudek was wide open and had plenty of room to work with. Once he saw nobody else had the gap he wanted, toss it off for an easy 9.
They hand it off to Dudek, and Dudek is fighting, but he's brought down for a loss of 2. So that makes it 3rd and 3. And SAGU faces another 3rd and 3 here. That play was just blown up from the beginning.
Yeah, it's going to be for the Firestorm, number 25, I believe Jake Jimenez, who came into the backfield and completely disrupted that play.
So here is Barlow with 4 out wide, 3rd and 3 on the way here for SAGU. Barlow Takes a snap and hands it off. Here's Dudick, gets it around the edge, cuts it up, and that's going to be enough for a first down. And SAGU moves the chains again here on third down. We just got word that Deontay Dean ejected from the ball game for throwing a punch. That's what the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty was.
It's a big loss from having a starter defensive lineman tossed from the game. Another big run from Dudick. Like you said right there, facing a 3rd and 3. Getting just enough down to the 32-yard line.
Barlow with a new set of downs, 1st and 10. They bring the heat. He hands the ball off, and that is blown up immediately. And then Barlow taken down after the play, and that's going to draw a flag. You can't do that.
Unwise play from Jake Hernandez.
You just can't do that to a quarterback. Clearly did not have the ball.
Right here, you're gonna
off the screen.
It's gonna be an amazing play made by Anthony Nicastro to throw him for about a 3-yard loss, but then it's gonna be slamming the quarterback to the ground, and you can make the excuse that, oh, I thought he had the ball, but it was clear by the end he didn't.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 25 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
30 yards of penalties on this drive, one of which resulted in having the starter ejected. Not the mistakes Arizona Christian can be making right now, down 10 points. It's definitely not aiding an offense that's been this sharp. And that's so tough because you're about to have a 2nd and 13 coming up. And instead it's a fresh set of downs, ball inside the red zone now.
1st and 10 here for SAGU at the 20-yard line. Barlow has keys in the backfield. May have gotten away with a false start there. They go across the middle. It's intercepted. Tipped and intercepted, and he's got room to run. He's down past the 20. Can he make a man miss? He can. Down past the 30, the 40. It's a foot race. Cuts back past the 50. He's going to be brought down. There are multiple flags on the field. We may have to work this one out and see. There was a flag, it looks like, before the interception, and then flags come out on the interception.
There was a flag on the field before the interception happened at the far side of the field. We will wait and see, and the rest are probably going to be holding. As a tipped pass, it's hard to see who actually got his hand on it. Might have been Maurice Powell who tipped it.
But intercepted by Riley Tucker.
You see the first flag that they ran by there. So a lot to work out here. Either way, it's going to come back to some extent on probably a hold.
The SAGU offense has left the field, so it will be a turnover. So Arizona Christian will take over on offense. It's just a matter of where they will start this drive. So the first mistake of the day for Barlow, an interception gets tipped.
Holding. Number 36 of the return team. That 10-yard penalty we marked off from spot of the foul. First down, Arizona Christian.
And there you have it.
Also, sideline
go back
warning.
10 yards, but the
Arizona
first mistake of the day.
And there's also a sideline warning against Arizona Christian. So, yeah, erases a lot of big return, but what an absolutely huge play inside the red zone, taking the ball away, about to go down by more than you already were. Huge defensive play.
That's a big stop. They had to keep they had to keep SAGU off the scoreboard. So here is Duncan now. Hands it off, and he's brought down after a gain of no gain, rather.
Arthur Hayes on the run.
This is where SAGU's defense has excelled today. When their offense has had a turnover or made a mistake, they have cleaned it up.
Arian Ward on the run.
Good tackle by Blake Williams.
And then an incomplete pass, but a flag comes out at the end. This is going to be a roughing the passer that goes against Drake Rodriguez as he brought down Tyler Duncan very violently, and the helmet went flying.
Rodriguez is a fierce player. He comes in hard like that. The referees are discussing it now.
Now you see the score update from Ellis County legend Kevin Crouch watching today's game.
You know, the initial hit was not by Drake Rodriguez. They may be discussing waving this off. We'll see what the call is, because it didn't look like it looked like it was incidental. Duncan had been hit.
There's a long conversation here.
And he got hit. You'll see it better right here. He's going to get hit as he throws, and he knocks him into Rodriguez. So Rodriguez didn't hit him.
I think it might stand.
Foul. Unnecessary roughness. Defense number 11. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That's rough for Rodriguez
Number
because
10
he
can
was
stay in the
pretty
game
much.
because his helmet was moved due to the foul.
And you see the quarterback can stay in the game since the helmet was removed on a penalty. That's tough for Rodriguez because he's just pursuing. He's not laying an unnecessary hit. It's more just the quarterback got hit into him and he was still moving forwards. A 15-yard penalty goes against the Lions, though. We haven't seen a whole lot of 5- and 10-yard penalties. We've seen a lot of 15-yard penalties today on both teams.
We have. So it will be 1st and 10 here for Arizona Christian from the 41. Thanks to the unnecessary roughness penalty on Drake Rodriguez hitting the quarterback. Here's Duncan. Duncan steps up away from pressure. He's taking a shot deep, has a man, and he's brought in, and he is gone. Touchdown, Firestorm, and they capitalize off of the turnover. And all of a sudden, Tim, we're looking at a potential 3-point ball game. Arizona Christian answers back, and they are right back in this thing.
It has swung in a hurry. The Firestorm get the interception, and what an excellent play here. Stepping up from the pressure, heaving it downfield, and right in stride. Never had a chance once John Cole pulled it in.
So here comes Nestor Higuera's extra point attempt, which is up, and it is good, making it 31-28. As we approach the kickoff here by Arizona Christian, there you see the weather update we were asking for in Hawaii by Ellis County local legend weatherman Kevin Crouch, giving us the up-to-the-minute weather update from Maui and in Waxahachie.
So 7 degrees warmer in Maui and mostly sunny, which means there's a couple of clouds out there. And I don't see, the only clouds I see are just like, the kinds that have no chance of blocking the sun, so we'll call it even today. But what is almost dead even now is this football game.
Yes.
As SAGU only leads by 3 straight touchdowns on offense for Arizona Christian, and it is only that kick return that led to that field goal that has SAGU in the lead. And it's just that kind of game where the briefest of hiccups, that having that interception, you look to be going back up by 17 points, and just like that, it is a 3-point ball game with all day to go still. 7 minutes left, essentially, in the third quarter.
Here is Higuera on to kick, and he will kick it deep. It is fielded right around the 10-yard line, and SAGU looking to get a good return here, but he is brought down quickly, and SAGU will take over at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, it is a 21-3 run right now for the Firestorm. Definitely a big moment for this offense. They've been so good today, and we're actually going to. So the problems we've had today is unsportsmanlike conducts, roughing the pass, or unnecessary roughness, and 5-yard penalties on kickoffs, as we will re-kick this.
Is the most 5-yard penalties I've seen most penalties on kickoffs that I have seen in any single football game. And there was 3 of them on one kickoff attempt to end the half.
So we will re-kick this one as well. SAGU with a chance to get better field position.
So Nestor Higuera will line up to kick again. And the kick is off and it's deep again. And it's fielded off the bounce, but it's dropped. He picks it back up. And he's trying to cut across the field. Lowers his shoulders, stays on his feet. That's an incredible broken tackle and gets him about 2 more yards. So SAGU will take over. No really change in field position at the 27-yard line.
And that was very risky for a moment there. Ball was bobbled at the 15.
Now first down.
How did he keep his feet? He broke the tackle of 2 people. He
Yeah.
spun off it and kept his feet for about 3 or 4 extra yards.
Just leverage, lower the shoulder and get that leverage. Offense back on the field, like we were saying. Big moment now for this offense. You've had such a good game, but because of Arizona Christian and how relentless they are, one mistake, and all of a sudden you're only up by 3.
Barlow keeps it, has a man out there to pitch to, and he does end up pitching it to Dudek, and Dudek weaves his way for a good gain there on first down. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. 9-yard gain there on first.
Barlow's shown a lot of really good awareness on these option plays. He's daring. He holds on to that ball for as long as he possibly can. They're going to go ahead and give him the first down.
They did give him the first. Wow, it looked like maybe he was a yard short, but they rolled him at the line to gain, so new set of downs. Barlow hands it off up the middle. Here's Keys. He's wrapped up and brought down, but falls forward for a 4-yard gain there on first.
Finding this consistent rushing attack has been big today. They didn't have to do it much last week. But definitely as they move forward, and in this odd season, it's going to be a fits and starts season of, a couple of games here, a couple of games there.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep that momentum, but it's good to know. If anything, it's good to have a rushing attack because that's a little bit more consistent. Even if you have a 3-month break between games.
So here's Barlow on 2nd down, hands it off to Dudek. Dudek cuts it back after some patient running, and he has got a lot of room to work with. Down past the 20 and gets brought down out of bounds inside the red zone, and that is a beautiful run by Keaton Dudek. Look at the patience here. Sets up the blockers, doesn't see it there up the middle of the field, but cuts it out, and a huge gain.
And just does a good job of letting the guys block for him. Like you said, he didn't get impatient when he came inside, as they are going to mark it back.
I guess he stepped out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds earlier than we thought, but still.
Not quite the red zone, but at the 30.
Still a great run. Like I said, having that patience of hitting the middle, and what we see right there in the replay, I didn't see him step out. We watch a little bit closer right here.
Timeout.
We'll call a timeout. The patience to hit that middle, find nothing, and just sort of say. So let's see right here, because I didn't see him step out from our vantage point. We'll see.
Here's the 40. So they're saying he stepped out around the 30-yard line. He's inbounds there, still inbounds. Can't see because of the coach there. That's tough.
He never stepped out of bounds.
From our vantage, but there's a couple of shots there where the coach was.
I feel like you can see his foot in every shot, and I don't think he stepped out at 30. I think that's a tough break for Dudek. It's going to take about 17 yards off his run. He's up to 92 on the game, though. Dudek right now going back and forth with Keys for the rushing lead. They have 214 total. I usually you just see the smaller numbers, say that's the rushing number. No, that's the bigger number is the rushing number. 214 rushing yards for the Lions.
So here comes SAGU, 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Barlow has 4 out wide, 2 on either side in the pistol with Dudek behind him. That's actually Keys in the backfield. Keys takes it around the end, but he gets tripped up for a loss. It's going to be a loss of 2, so it makes it 2nd and 12 here for the Lions.
When Arizona Christian wins up front, they win impressively. That was one of those that there wasn't any room to find a hole, and once he got outside, there was already great penetration by kind of what you call the second level, but when you went up front on that first level so well, that second level is able to crash inside and disrupt the run.
Barlow hands it off. Here's Keys. Keys tries to make a man miss, but then he is brought down. So back-to-back tackles for loss here for the Firestorm defense. And that brings up 3rd and long here for SAGU.
Yeah, Jake Hernandez is going to be the one who's going to finally fight through, but there was a lot of Arizona Christian players who won their individual assignments. So 2 straight runs, loss of 6 total, and a promising drive is now in jeopardy at the 36-yard line.
3rd and 16 here for Barlow and the SAGU offense. He is back to pass. And he rolls out and he drops deep. Looking for somebody deep. He does have a man, and he underthrows it. It's intercepted. The Firestorm get another turnover. Back-to-back drives that end in interceptions for SAGU. And that is a tough. Essentially, you're looking at an arm punt there on 3rd and long. So it's not going to be great field position here for Arizona.
Yeah, it's tough. You definitely weren't in field goal range, so you just kind of have to force something here. He has one-on-one coverage, just kind of trusting his guy to maybe go make a play, but planted in place was Riley Tucker, who makes the interception. The only tiny bit of silver lining there is that Arizona Christian will take over deep in their own field position, but a promising drive derailed. Another interception, and Arizona Christian now with a chance to go take the lead.
Duncan hands it off and carrying the pile. He's keeping those feet moving. And he's going to get enough for a first down. That is an incredible run by Aiden Quinn. He was stopped by initially about 5 or 6 yards, but he kept that pile moving.
Yeah, right about here is when you think the play's over, and there is another 7 or 8 yards that he's just going to struggle forward, and then they're just going to kind of roll forward for another 5.
Yeah, Aiden Quinn takes the first down carry for about 6 to make it 2nd and 4.
Second down.
Arizona Christian in the hurry up now.
Up-tempo offense here. Duncan back to pass, looking in the flat. It's brought in right at the sticks, and that's going to be enough for a first down. He found his man, Malik Patterson, on the connection.
Big thing about that first down run a moment ago, it took you from the 3-yard line up to the 15. It immediately erased that really negative field position you were working with.
Yep, absolutely. It's a new set of downs here for the Firestorm. And all the momentum in their favor right now, trailing by 3. They hand it off to Quinn. Quinn breaks a tackle. He's out in space now, makes a man miss. Now he's down past the 40, throws a stiff arm, but gets brought down just shy of the 50-yard line at the 49, and that is another impressive run, and he has been unstoppable on this drive here for the Firestorm.
Yeah, he's been excellent the entire second half. It's all going right for Arizona Christian here. Gets him in on an island, gets past him at the 35. There's going to be almost 15 more yards after he makes that move.
Duncan back to pass. He gets it out to the flat, too far out of the reach of Malik Patterson, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
Pass is incomplete. Second down.
The first no result negative play there on this drive for the Firestorm.
And SAGU making very quick substitutions right now. Obviously, the defense is gassed. They've been on the field for a while in this 3rd quarter. 2 touchdowns already on them. Trying to prevent a 3rd. But you don't want to get caught on those substitutions.
Duncan empty backfield. He's back to pass. Gets it out into the flat. He finds Quinn. Quinn following his blockers, and he's brought down out of bounds, but not before getting enough for the first down, so that will keep the chains moving here for the Firestorm.
This drive has just felt like the field is on an incline, and the Firestorm are just running down it. Lots of room to work with, and trying to put a button on what has been an excellent 3rd quarter.
They may have a free play here. Nope, they're going to blow it dead.
So there's to be a free 5.
Yep.
Offsides, number 46 of the defense. Made contact before the snap.
If it had been a free play,
might have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
The defensive back stopped running,
he
but
had given up on the play.
Joseph Chavez jumped offside, so that'll make it 1st and 5 here for the Firestorm. Back to pass is Duncan. He steps up, avoids the pressure. He is taking a shot deep. He's got Cole, and Cole brings it in for the touchdown, and the Firestorm have their first lead of the game. They are up 3, 34-31, pending an extra point.
And this was just easy. Gets past the defender, another perfectly laid in ball to Cole. Speaking of easy, that might have been the easiest 97-yard drive I've ever seen. Just unbelievable consistency on offense the whole way down. And what was once a 28-7 SAGU lead has now been completely erased. As we have a flag, and I believe the Firestorm brought out too many men on the extra point.
Illegal substitution. Offense, 12 men in formation. 5-yard penalty, still a try.
So they move the extra point back 5 yards, but what is on the verge of being a 21-point third quarter, aided heavily by 2 SAGU interceptions. That's the thing, SAGU's offense has had 2 really good drives in this quarter and just no points to show for it.
2 turnovers for the Lions off interceptions. The extra point is up and good. 35-31 now the Firestorm lead. 4 straight touchdowns for Arizona Christian.
Cole now with 161 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. He's caught the last 2 for him. And Duncan just kind of working with space. And by the time Cole came underneath it, he had a good 5-yard separation between him and Bryce Bailey. So now it's Arizona. You look at that yard comparison now. Both teams pushing towards 400 total yards, and we're not even done with the third quarter yet. Tyler Duncan, 2 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, 250 yards passing, and 76 rushing yards. That is a complete day. And again, we still have a full fourth quarter to go. Now, SAGU's offense, you don't want to hang your head here. You've had 2 really solid drives this half. One just came on a bad bounce interception. One was an interception you had to kind of force after, some negative rushing plays.
Aguirre's kick is brought in at the 13-yard line by Dureau, and he tries to weave through traffic but gets brought down right at the 30-yard line. So that's where SAGU will take over here on offense. An offense that has been stopped here in the second half on back-to-back interceptions.
Exactly, and you don't want to get away with your game plan. Get away from your game plan because you've still been driving. It's been very good drives, both down the field. It's just ended poorly. So you got to erase those mistakes. Stay with the game plan that you have. It's been successful. It's got you 31 points. You're still very much in this game, but you need a response right here. You definitely need a response right here.
Pressure coming. Barlow hands it off up the middle. Dudek gets about 4 yards there on first down, make it 2nd and 6.
Keys on the run. Tackle by Maurice Powell.
Trying to reestablish those up the middle runs. They've done good on the edges, but it was that last drive got derailed when 2 up the middle runs were thrown for significant losses.
Second and 6 here for Barlow. He's going to hand it off to Dudek again. And Dudek battles forward for a few yards. Correction, that's going to be Zarius Keys on the carry. Making it 2nd and short. And SAGU, if they don't want to, they don't have to take another snap here, as we are under 20 seconds to go in the third quarter.
The way they're standing around, looks like they will just let the quarter run out. A quarter completely dominated by the Arizona Christian Firestorm. 21 unanswered scored. They've erased a 17-point halftime lead and will lead going into the fourth quarter by 4. Excellent response from the visitors. And with 15 more to play, SAGU will be looking to just kind of stem the tide right here, and if you can find your offense back and you start putting points back up on the board, you really feel like this is one of those last team with the ball scores kind of games.
Starting to feel that way. It absolutely is.
But if you're SAGU, you don't want to blink here, because if you blink here, then you can easily be down 11 points. So you need to pick up this third down, starting right here, get down the field and reclaim this lead.
And it's 3rd and short. It's 3rd and 3 here as we get ready to open the fourth quarter.
Also, you need to give your defense some time to catch their breath. That last drive, I don't want to say they looked gassed, but they definitely looked a step behind the entire way. They were unable to keep up. Like I said, 97 yards, and I think there was one play that didn't gain yardage, one incomplete pass. At the rest of the drive, Arizona Christian was just picking up chunks of 5 to 15 every single play.
Third down and 3 play coming your way here by the SAGU offense. Barlow has 2 out wide to his right, 1 to his left. Has Keys in the backfield. That's Mountain in motion. He hands it off to Keys. Keys lowers the shoulder. We'll see where they give him the spot. The pile keeps moving. He's going to have enough for the first down. If the pile is an indicator, and it is, they will move the chains, and that is a very important first down.
Keys has been excellent in these third and not quite totally short, but 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 situations of doing everything he can, staying on his feet, moving a pile to get those necessary yards. That's a big conversion to start the fourth quarter.
1st and 10 here for Barlow and the Lions offense. Arizona Christian brings pressure. They are offsides. He's going to take a shot deep on the free play, looking for long, and it's broken up. There is a flag on the back end that could be pass interference, and either way, this is going to be good for the Lions. Should be good for the Lions.
Another well-executed free play by Barlow. He goes down the field. He's not going to get the catch, but I do believe he is going to get the pass interference penalty, which will be 15 yards.
That's kind of a tough call there on the pass interference.
It may honestly be more of a holding or illegal contact because the flag came out before the ball got there. The flag's already out right here. So it may not be pass interference. So it may just be which 5-yard penalty would they rather take. A lot of discussion. And
they bring in the official who threw the flag.
He's trying to bring him in to find out exactly what it is because this will determine where the ball will be placed. Either way, it will be a positive for SAGU. See right here. Yeah, the flag was already. They're getting the flag right there.
Offsides, number 95 of the defense. Penalty is declined. Pass interference. Defense
So
number
it is a
1.
pass interference
15-yard penalty.
15-yard penalty goes in favor of the Lions. There on the free play, Barlow took a shot deep and netted in a positive for the Lions due to the penalty.
Yeah, this is the best angle right here on it, and it does look like it's kind of a tough call. Looks like he makes a pretty clear play on the ball, and then it's more right there that he pulls his arm down, but the ball was already past it. So it's 10 more than the offsides would have been. SAGU is going to get called for a false start, as that was a little miscommunication.
False start. Offense number 15. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
On the slot receiver that time, that is Mountain who got the false start. A little bit of a movement, so moves him back 5.
Yeah, I thought it might have been on Dudek for turning towards the line of scrimmage too early, being in motion, but it is on number 15, so march him right back 5 yards. Penalties kind of stacking up for both sides at this point, and they've come in some chunks, a lot of 15-yard chunks.
Here's Barlow. He's going to hand it off. Dudek around the edge, following the blockers, but it is swallowed up quickly by the Firestorm for a gain of 1. So minimal gain there by SAGU in the offense. It'll bring up 2nd and 14.
Stopped by Jake Menendez.
Nowhere to work with. And really this play, the credit all goes to number 2 on the Firestorm, who came around the edge untouched. Chased Dudek to the corner and then wrapped him up.
Barlow fakes a handoff, gets it out to Blaine Rowe. Blaine Rowe cannot make a man miss, and that is a loss of 3 on the play. That's going to be a loss of 2, so it makes it either way 3rd and very long here for the SAGU offense.
Yeah, not the situation you want to be in. Yeah, Blaine Rowe unable to get free of that, so the 2nd drive in a row now that a very promising drive, 2 negative plays to start off on well, I guess this time it started actually on 1st and 15. But those negative plays have put them in a very tough bind.
3rd and 18. Here's Barlow back to pass. He steps up. He's got to get rid of it. He's got time here. Trying to make something happen. He's just going to heave it long. brought in for a first down. What an incredible play by Jordan Barlow. Finds Mike Mountain enough for the first down.
And that is a playground play right there. The receivers were done with their routes for 10 seconds by that point. They're just running to spots on the field. Barlow rolling out right here, thinks about maybe running, looks, can't find anybody, goes back again, and finally just throws it to a spot where Mountain has come on into that section, just found any sort of blank section to get to. Huge 3rd and 18 conversion. Unbelievable.
Here's Barlow back to pass. He's facing pressure, and he's brought down on the cornerback blitz. Arthur Hayes comes off the edge untouched and takes down Jordan Barlow.
Yeah, didn't have a second to respond there. Immediate pressure. He looks there. Maybe he should have got rid of it right there, but that's one of those times that maybe it's better just to tuck it and go down.
I'll tell you, defensively, if you're watching, it's just there's not anything a lot prettier than a well-designed defensive back blitz.
Yeah.
And right there was executed perfectly. Arthur Hayes getting the sack. So it'll be 2nd and 16 here for Barlow. He rolls out to his right. And now he's facing pressure again. He's going to step up and take off with it. And he gets a good chunk of yardage back there after the sack. It's going to be about 3rd and 7, maybe 3rd and 8 here for SAGU.
Does a good job. Really like this block right there. Very good seal block by Keys that gave Barlow the room to work with. He's going to pick up 8 yards, get back to a 3rd and very manageable situation.
Now, if they do want to line up for a field goal, they are facing the wind, so it does make it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. It would be a little bit tougher. If no more yards were gained, what would be about a 43-yarder would be a lot tougher than usual.
3 seconds on the play clock. They get it off. They bring blitz off the corner again. They complete the screen pass. Can Long make a man miss? He cannot. That's going to be a gain of 2. So it makes it 4th and 6 here from the 25-yard line.
And I don't see a flinch from the sideline. They are going to stay on the field and go for this.
Now 4th down.
Just unable to really lay the block they needed. And I guess it really makes sense because a field goal, you still wouldn't have the lead.
Right.
So, and with the stiff wind in their faces, that wind has picked up. Big
4th and 6.
Defining moment here.
Here is Barlow. He tries to draw them off sides. He takes the snap, hands it off to Keys, and Keys tries to keep the feet moving. He's not going to have enough, and that will be a turnover on downs. And the Arizona Christian defense up to the task, and they take over on offense after a big stop after SAGU was threatening.
Yeah, the 3rd time this half that SAGU has pushed the ball well into Arizona Christian field position and come away with no points as the rush comes up well short of the first down. And now it's on the SAGU defense. Really need to make a stop here.
Duncan back to pass, swings it out into the flats. He finds his man out there. That's Patterson. Patterson makes a man miss, but he gets a short gain there on first down, maybe a gain of 2.
Stopped by Jalen Moss.
And that's what SAGU's defense needs to do, is just limit the damage. Last drive, every single time Arizona Christian had the ball in their hands, they were picking up an extra 4 or 5, no matter what. You just make those stops when you need to, get it to 3rd down, and make that big stop and get the ball back.
Here's Duncan. Duncan hands it off around the edge, but he keeps it himself. I thought he handed it off, and he slides down. There is a late hit, but no flag comes out. That's a really good play by Tyler Duncan. If it was the jet sweep, that is blown up for a loss. But Duncan does a good job of tucking it and keeping it himself.
He pulled it out at the last available second and gets the first down.
They hand it off again. There's a short gain that time for Arian Ward.
Arthur Hayes on the run.
They stick with the no huddle, just kind of keeping that tempo up.
2nd down.
He said the SAGU defense needs a stop here. Don't want to find yourself down 11 as the 4th quarter clock is ticking.
2nd and 7. Duncan fakes a handoff. He's back to pass. Short completion. Breaks a tackle, but lunges forward And it looks like they're going to give him enough for the first down. That's a good job by John Cole to reach out after completing the catch.
Yeah, this is looks like he's going to be brought down well short here. Breaks out of the tackle. And then the lunge forward. He definitely was given that extra yard.
Yeah.
He was down a yard short, but he's given the benefit of the doubt. Gets the first down.
And then on first down, Duncan completes the pass out wide to his man Turnbull Frazier for a solid gain there on first down. Make it 2nd and 6 here, maybe a 2nd and long 5.
Yeah, back to just those chunks every single time they get it out there, 4 or 5 yards. Methodically moving now as the clock ticks towards 8 minutes remaining in the game.
Here's Duncan. Duncan tries to swing it out. If his head's on a swivel, Bryce Bailey may take that all the way to the end zone. But it looked like he was trying to break up the blocks and just didn't have his head up.
No, he's doing the right thing here. He's trying to go in and potentially lay a solid hit. That's one of those times, again, that if you'd have been less aware, you might have made the interception, but you're doing your job correctly, and so the ball just hits you right in the chest before you even quite know what's happening.
3rd and 6 here for the Firestorm. And SAGU, if they want a shot here, they have got to get off the field on this play.
This feels like it could be a game-saving play.
Here is Duncan. He's back to pass. Short completion across the middle. It's dropped. Incomplete, so it'll bring up 4th down. And we'll see what Arizona Christian does here on 4th.
Yeah, that is going to be Augustus Wright with the coverage and the pressure.
They will bring on the punting unit.
And a big defensive stand when it looked like the Firestorm were really starting to put it together. Making 2 consecutive stops right there on 2nd and 3rd down. Give your offense the ball back with the chance. Obviously still plenty of time to play. But if you'd have let this drive go for another 2 or 3 minutes and found yourself down 2 scores, you'd have been in huge trouble.
Low snap, but it's picked up. And then gets it away. End over end punt. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 22-23 yard line. And that's where SAGU will take over. Down 4, 35-31 with 7:47 remaining in this one.
And again, a half in which they have still done a lot of good things. They've gotten down into Arizona Christian territory all 3 drives, not just at the 40-yard line either, down to the 30, the 20. They've had really good field position that they've earned by getting down the field. And 2 interceptions and a turnover on downs have left them scoreless. They have their chance here, though, to go back up top.
Empty backfield for first down for Barlow. He's back to pass. He looks across the middle for Dudek. Has Dudek. Dudek spins off the tackle, falls forwards. That's a really good gain there on first down.
Dudek is almost at 100 yards rushing, and he has also been one of the primary targets passing in this game. He is having himself a wonderful Saturday afternoon. Barlow delivers a nice pass over the middle.
Empty set again here for Barlow. 1st and 10. They may have gotten him jumped, no flag. Barlow steps up in the pocket. Now he's rolling out, throws a stiff arm. And it's looking like he's going to take off and get it past the 50, lowers the shoulder, keeps the feet moving, out of bounds. They're going to mark him down at the 47-yard line.
I don't think he ever technically ran on this play. He just sort of kind of half jog, half walks his way to a first down. Just kind of looking, waiting for blocks, taking a few more steps, pushing forward. Excellent little run to get the first down and get the ball into Arizona Christian territory.
So here's Barlow now. 1st and 10, fakes the run. Now he's going to kind of scramble for his life here. Now running to his left. He's got a lot of field to work with. Completes it to Dudek. Dudek cuts to the sideline and out of bounds. Another first down completion to Keaton Dudek.
Barlow is just always moving in that pocket. He first goes to his right a little bit. Doesn't see anything there. Versus comes back. Good blocks there by the offensive line. And then Dudek, who just handoffs and catches, is doing a great job right now. Ball down to the 31-yard line, less than 6.5 to play.
They're going to empty the backfield again here for Barlow. Barlow back to pass. He swings it out. He's got his man, and he's got it down past 20. Makes a man miss. He's going to go to the end zone. Touchdown, SAGU. He finds his man, Cameron Durow, on the screen pass, and he just went untouched to the end zone, and SAGU's got themselves a lead late in this one.
And that was the blocks you're looking for on the screen. Durow gets it. Everybody just seals off, and Durow only had one guy to beat, and he is gone. Huge response from the SAGU offense after a frustrating half to regain the lead with just a notch over 6 minutes remaining.
Pending this extra point, SAGU has the chance to go up 38-35. The kick is up, it's blocked, and it doesn't get there.
Wow.
So SAGU now holds on to a 2-point lead, and that could be a very, very big point in this game.
It means a field goal gives you the lead. Watch this play again here. Just so much space. I mean, very well drawn up. Where only one guy had to be blocked, and then one guy had to be beat. There's only 2 guys between Durow and the end zone once he caught the ball. That's how well SAGU had spread the field.
So SAGU now up over 500 yards of offense on the day, 242 on the ground, 270 through the air. Arizona Christian at 409.
And with 6 minutes left to play, it feels like the lead could change hands a few times in this one. Defense had a good drive last time. That blocked extra point, it changes a lot of the math. Now a field goal would win the game. Now a touchdown would give Arizona Christian the opportunity to go for 2 and take a 6-point lead. Definitely just kind of changes the complexion. So that's a very big, big little thing that happened. A big little thing. If you like oxymorons, a big little thing that happened. It's just 1 point, but especially when you've just had such reliability so far from Kieran Woodley to get that block, erase that 1 point.
Seth Green on to kick for the Lions. And the kick is off. He will kick it deep. It's fielded about the 19-yard line, and here we see him take off at a 45-degree angle, but this time tries to cut it back up, and SAGU does a good job of containing that, stopping him short of the 30, and that's where the Firestorm will take over on this drive.
Tackle by Garrett Irwin, now first down and 10.
Well, that last drive interrupted a 4 consecutive touchdown streak. Firestorm has still been very excellent other than that. So it'll be a very big moment because you are now under 6 minutes to play. So this is that time when theoretically this could be the last time you have the ball.
Here is Duncan. He's back to pass, looking to the flat again. Pretty good catch there by his big man. Turnbull Frazier goes out and gets it for a short gain there on first down.
Frazier has done an excellent job throughout this game of making those difficult catches. It hasn't typically been for the biggest of gains, so it's kind of, maybe a little bit forgettable, but he has gone, had to go behind him, go up. That one right there corrals that one in to pick up the 3 yards. Arizona Christian slows it down now, letting the clock move.
Duncan hands it off, but the SAGU run defense, they get there initially, but look at the pile move forward. Aiden Quinn again fighting through contact, creating a pile, and then moving it for more yards. That is just impressive.
That is so tough for the SAGU defense because you do such a great job. Like right there, you've got them. You've got them wrapped up, and you're waiting for third down, third and long, 3rd and 6 or 7. And instead, it's a first down up to the 39-yard line. Yeah, we've seen that all afternoon from this rushing attack.
Under 5 to play here in this one. SAGU with a 2-point lead, 37-35. Duncan drops back to pass. He can step up and run, but SAGU is there for it. They bring him down for a loss of 1. So a good play there on defense. Keandre Belcher, who else? The big man in the middle, getting in on that stop.
He's fired up after that one, as he did. Duncan was kind of having to hurdle a little bit, get through, but it was Belcher's response to come back in that brought him down. Clock is definitely becoming not a factor, but definitely in the back of both teams' minds.
Here's Duncan, back to pass, has a deep drop. He's going deep across the middle, has a man just out of the reach of his #1 target today, John Cole. And if that is completed, Arizona Christian goes back on top because he is gone.
That would have been the third time that Cole has just beaten his man and walked into the end zone. He had the route and just a little bit beyond his reach. And now it is 3rd and 11.
This is a big down here for both teams.
If SAGU can get him off the field and get the ball back with 4 minutes to play, this is huge.
The SAGU fans coming to life here in Lumpkin Stadium in Waxahachie. Here is Duncan, he's back to pass. Going deep to the sideline, it's brought in and caught for a first down. He finds John Cole this time, and they move the sticks and convert on a very important 3rd down.
Yeah, Cole's just going to sprint to the spot he needs, plant his foot, come back, leave the defender in the dust. Big 3rd down conversion. The Lions had a huge 3rd and long conversion on their last drive. That one is equally as big, converting that 3rd and 11. Clock running under 4 minutes to play. Arizona Christian might be going for last possession right here.
And you did say it, last possession may win this game, but here is Duncan. He's back to pass. He steps up, he's gonna run out to his right and float it out of bounds. Incomplete, just throws it away. It's probably a smart play there by Tyler Duncan. There was nothing down the field. Just get rid of it, don't take the sack.
Yeah, very good coverage. And he was facing some pressure, and there was the final blitzing man he had to worry about. Just get rid of it. But left the pocket and kind of threw it in the general vicinity of a receiver, so no risk at intentional grounding.
2nd and 10 here for the Firestorm. Duncan orchestrating the offense. 3:34 left to play. Fakes a handoff, he's back to pass. He's got a man wide open down the sideline. Can he bring it in? Cole has it, makes a man miss, and the Firestorm will take the lead with under 3.5 left to play. Busted coverage by the SAGU defense, and Tyler Duncan connects with John Cole to take advantage and give Arizona Christian the lead.
3rd time this half, and it just looks like kind of the crossing route at the line of scrimmage left SAGU baffled. And Cole is going to get it, just sort of shake off one tackler. And Arizona Christian responds in a huge way. And now they will go for 2 as an attempt to push this to a 6-point lead after the missed extra point. Yeah, getting that 3rd and 11 and then going deep right there. It's become an amazing afternoon as well for Cole.
A flag comes out.
I believe it's going to be a delay of game on Arizona Christian.
Delay of
Makes
game.
it a little bit more interesting here.
5-yard penalty.
Definitely does. I mean,
there's not any flinching happening on the
extra point versus 2-point conversion is meaningless now. I mean, difference between 41 to 37 and 42 to 37 is meaningless. So even if you had a 15-yard penalty, I'd say you go for it.
Either way, SAGU needs a touchdown to take the lead with under 3.5 left to go, 3:24 to be exact. So here's a 2-point conversion here by Arizona Christian. The wind picking up here in Waxahachie. Duncan rolls out to his right, tries to make a man miss, completes the pass. Swarming defense by SAGU is going to stop this 2-point conversion short. That's a big stop. Again, it doesn't feel like it's all that significant whether or not that was converted because SAGU still has to score a touchdown to take the lead.
All it means is they were to score, they don't need the extra point now, and it's always good to know when you had one blocked already. But yeah, the stage is clearly set now. 3:23 remaining in the ball game. SAGU about to get the ball back. It has been an excellent offensive day. But for a few mistakes, SAGU would not be in this position. This half, they started with an interception, 2 straight interceptions and a turnover on downs deep in Arizona Christian territory. They led this game at one time 28-7. but the Firestorm have roared back with 34 points since then. A touchdown just before the end of the half, and now 4 touchdowns in this one. And still waiting on the ball to be placed out to the 35. You couldn't ask for a much better lone home game of 2020. About to give the ball back
Nestor
to
Higuera.
Jordan Barlow.
Nestor Higuera on to kick for Arizona Christian, who just took a 41-37 lead late in this one. We are at 3:24 left to play.
And the teams are leaving the field. Yeah, we have security trotting across the field. Unsure exactly why.
It's interesting. I've never quite seen something like this. Security here at the stadium is conversing with the Arizona Christian coaches.
Yeah.
I have not quite seen something like this.
Definitely a first. So for now, it will delay the start of what is probably the last best chance the Lions will have. If they are unable to score on this drive, the chances of getting the ball back with how well Arizona Christian's offense has moved in this half, it feels very slim. Very slim that they would be able to force a 3-and-out or something fast enough. So the conversation has ended, and we will resume play.
Interesting stoppage of play there. Wind has definitely picked up here at Lumpkin Stadium.
Significantly so. There was basically no wind to start the game off. The wind has picked up, and I feel like the temperature's even dropped a few degrees.
I'm all for that, though.
So here it is. This will be a crucial start to this drive. If SAGU could have some good field position, they would love that.
Higuera on to kick. That's a good kick. And there you see the wind picking up at the backs of Arizona Christian. But we got a flag on the kickoff, Tim.
Oh, my goodness. This has got to be setting a record at this point. This will come back, and we will probably, unless SAGU just wants to add it to the end of the kick, which I might do with how strong the wind is. The chance of another touchback would be really strong.
And it looks like they are going to come out and make the Firestorm kick it again.
Offsides, kicking team, number 24. 5-yard penalty and re-kick.
Need to practice that one this week. You just have them keep sprinting 10 yards and say, here's how we're going to time it, guys. Let's.
Alex York called for the offsides on the kickoff. So now kicking off from the 30-yard line. Still the wind at the back of the Firestorm. Higuera on to kick again. I saw him kick it through the end zone last time. Now with an extra 5 yards to get it off. And this time it's going to be fielded at the 11-yard line. Here's Dureau. Dureau trying to make a man miss. Tries to get it around the outside. He's down past the 40. Still on his feet, down past the 50. Spins at the 40, spins again, and then loses his footing, and he goes down kind of lost himself there after too many spin moves, but a huge return by the SAGU kick return team, and that sets them up in very good field position.
There is a flag on the field back around the 43-yard line, so odds are this is going to come back a little ways. We'll see how much it is coming back. What a kick return by Drew.
Illegal blindside block. Return team number 31. 15-yard penalty from the
blindside block.
First down,
foul
SAGU.
Penalty against the Lions.
So
that'll bring it back 15
from the spot of the foul. So when it's all said and done, it's only gonna the penalty is only gonna net them 3 yards. The ball will be placed at the 28-yard line. That's a tough break after such an excellent return. So for a second, you felt like that 5-yard penalty was going to be a complete game changer. Instead, it just adds around 3 yards once the play's over.
Empty set here for Barlow, 5 wide. Back to pass, gets it to Dudek. Dudek dancing around the defenders, and that's a short gain there on first down. Call it a gain of 4, make it 2nd and 6.
Lions still have plenty of time on this drive, just they got to know there's no other drive. So just take your time on this drive, be precise. You can be a little bit methodical, at least for the time being, for another minute and a half or so.
Barlow back to pass again. He gets it to Dudek again. Dudek lowers the shoulder upfield. He's got a first down. Keaton Dudek having a really good game, both on the ground and through the air.
He's got to be close to breaking 100 yards receiving as well after having 100 yards rushing. So he has been the go-to.
So we are at 2.5 to play here in the fourth quarter. SAGU down 4, 41-37. Barlow back to pass. He pumps, steps up in the pocket. He goes deep, finds his man down at the 35, and out of bounds. He's got Duro deep down that far sideline, and SAGU is in business here on offense with 2:15 left to play.
Duro is a playmaker. He has just been stepping up in so many crucial moments. And Barlow, what a perfectly placed throw. It looked like it was in danger for a second, but has a defender up top and below, drops it right into Duro's hands. Now SAGU's going to slow it down a little bit. They don't want to score too soon.
Don't want to leave too much time on the clock here. So here's Barlow, empty set again. The Firestorm bring forward. Barlow steps up, and there's nothing there working. It looked like that might have been a designed quarterback run, and that was shut down quickly.
And it looks like he might have tripped over his own player. We do have he didn't even get back quite to the
timeout
line of scrimmage before he tripped.
SAGU.
And SAGU's going to use a timeout. I think a little bit early. I'm not sure I would use the timeouts quite yet. Look at those stats. And yeah, Dudek with 96 yards rushing and 93 yards receiving, 7 catches. I mean, just an unbelievable game from Dudek so far. There you see Barlow, 4 total touchdowns, on the verge of going over 300 yards passing.
You got to think he should hit that potentially on this drive, barring an interception or anything.
Yeah, one more completed pass would do it for him.
And there's the national game of the week, Morningside and Dort. And you got a top 25 matchup. Morningside number 1 going into today, and Dort going at number 11. So that's a really good game to keep an eye on. And right now it's a close game, 5-point lead for Morningside. Morningside, the perennial powerhouse.
Yeah, just kind of assume if anybody rushes up to you and says, who's number 1 in the NAIA, just guess Morningside, and the odds are in your favor.
Yeah, that absolutely is. So it's going to be 2nd and 12 here, 1:47 left to play. Barlow empty set, 5 wide. Back to pass, they bring 4. Barlow
got to get rid
for
of
his life
this.
here, and he loses his footing, and he goes down. That's a huge sack for Arizona Christian.
Could not afford to take that.
And another timeout here by SAGU. We've seen him all day, been able to get away from pressure.
3rd and final charge timeout of regulation.
Last timeout for SAGU. Anthony Nicastro with the sack.
Yeah, just wandering backwards, trying to find anything, losing his footing, and it's going to bring up 3rd and a mile, 3rd and 24. You just got to come out and get some of it right here.
Get a big chunk. You don't have to get all 24 here, but you get 12. Get half of it here.
Yeah, get something to where you at least have an achievable 4th down play.
If they do not convert on 3rd or 4th down, that is essentially the ball game. They are out of timeouts, and Arizona Christian can come out and just kneel it out and walk away with a victory. So these next 1 or 2 plays for SAGU are the plays of the game.
I said, this first one, you're just trying to pick up some yards, pick up something so that you have at least a playbook on 4th down.
Here's Barlow. They bring him in motion behind him. He's back to pass. Pumps, steps up. He lets it go deep, looking for long. Brings it in. Oh, he drops it. He had it inside the 5-yard line, and at the last second, Arizona Christian, the defenders, break it up. That is a beautiful play defensively by the Firestorm.
Arthur Hayes is going to be the one that knocks it loose, and for just a moment, it looked like this was the unbelievable play of the game. Long has it in his hands, and Arthur Hayes just strips it out.
Great play by Hayes, and now this is the ball game. 4th and 24 for SAGU.
One last gasp right here. Gotta have that was the play right there. So you gotta have something just like that. Play clock is down under
7 seconds on the play clock. They gotta get something off here. They've got to snap the ball. 3 seconds. They get it off, and they're gonna throw a screen pass and try to get maybe some backyard football stuff going, but it doesn't work, and that's gonna do it. Arizona Christian gets the stop on 4th down, and that's kind of a head scratcher. They got it to Khalil Jenkins, and looks like they were trying to set up maybe some pitch and catch situations to try to get some yardage, and it just does not work, and it's tackled quickly and brought down quickly.
That is it. There was obviously miscommunication. The coach was still on the field trying to get a play call in, and you were down to 3 or 4 seconds left on the play clock, just having to get that ball off. And I think there was just some serious miscommunication out there on what to do. And so that's going to be the clincher on what's going to be a tough loss for SAGU. Again, they led 28-7 in the first half, 31-14 at the half. Took the lead back late here in the 4th quarter. Were unable to get the stop. And really, it's that little hiccup they had to start the second half. 2 interceptions and a turnover on downs allowed Arizona Christian back in this game. And then some big losses on this last drive that will just do it for today, unfortunately. A monumental offensive effort, over 500 yards on the day, 231 yards rushing. I mean, a lot of really good that came out of this one. And then you look over at Arizona Christian. John Cole, 227 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. Tyler Duncan with over 400 all-purpose yards throwing and running. So Arizona Christian's going to come in, pull off the big second half rally, and they're going to stay undefeated this fall, move to 3-0.
And SAGU will drop to 1-1, but a very, very good effort against a high-powered offense. The defense had shut down in the first half. And Arizona Christian adjusted. They adjusted on defense, adjusted on offense, and they came out and lit up the scoreboard in the second half and are walking away with the 41-37 victory. A high-scoring affair here between the Firestorm and the Lions.
SAGU, they still have another game in the calendar year of 2020. I believe they will travel to Oklahoma Panhandle State 2 weeks from today, November 14th. And that will be the final play.
They do not have to snap again, so the teams will go to their respective benches. No typical, I don't believe, typical 50-yard line meeting to shake hands. You never know nowadays in the climate that we live in. So
Arizona Christian will hang on for the 41-37 victory. A barn-burning afternoon for both offenses. And SAGU really kind of came down to those last few plays, having that long sack. Then you had the moment. You had the deep throw down the field where it looked like Jordan Long was about to haul in a game-saving, if not game-winning catch. but stripped out at the last second. And
Play of the game.
Lions, yeah,
Play of the game
really
by Hayes.
Yeah, I mean, in a game that was so defined by offense, Arthur Hayes stripping that ball loose is what won it for the Firestorm in the end.
So like you said, SAGU will drop to 1-1 on the season, and Arizona Christian will move to 3-0.
And like we said, oddly enough, this is it for 2020, the calendar year of 2020 here at home. We anticipate home games come the spring semester.
We do.
We'll have some spring football, so that means January, February, March. The schedule hasn't been parsed out yet. If you guys have tried to, plan anything, trying to plan a schedule right now, nigh on impossible. But be sure and follow us on all of our SAGU Sports Network social media pages on YouTube, Facebook, SAGU, on Twitter, so you can keep up to date with volleyball, basketball, all the best SAGU sports, and when eventually that schedule comes games, you will know when to tune in to the SAGU Sports Network again. I've never called a football game in March, but I can't wait.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
March Madness. That's truly March Madness. Calling a football game in March is truly March Madness.
Well, for our entire student-led crew, student broadcast crew, for our sideline reporter, Michael Bledsoe, for my broadcast partner, Tim Roberts, I'm Adam Ferguson. Thank you so much for watching the SAGU Sports Network.